Yeah.
So
I
she'll-
got a couple dozen of those to worry about.
Yeah, but like a pound in this day and age is big money. The guineas that you're throwing about
You
are
can buy
worth more
so
than a
many-
pound.
You can buy so many Frodos with them, it's insane.
Right? Like 10 Frodos at least, I think.
See, a lot of people only tip at the end of their stay. I tip at the beginning so that they know that they never know when the money hole's gonna dry up, so they gotta keep coming back.
You turn that down just a little bit, mate.
Can you
can
turn
do
it
it
down on
yourself.
your end?
I don't know how to.
Is this in?
Change
to
the
start
volume on
with.
your web browser, or yeah.
I actually can't hear anything.
Have you like muted your music?
No.
See, last time everybody was saying it was too loud, and I had no music at all.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I can barely hear you now.
Oh.
Music in the second part, but
I reckon it's coming through the wrong speakers.
How do you?
Settings on Roll20, the cog on like the
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
right.
restart.
That'll be master music. Master
Oh,
music.
got it.
volume.
Thank you.
I have so
I can
many
speak.
tabs open.
I can speak. I'm first language.
I have a few tabs open and
You
it's-
are first language.
So I am the first language.
You are the first language. You alone
Thanks, Midge. So, and
are an entire
everyone else.
language.
No worries.
I appreciate that.
Why do you insist on coming out of the wrong noise?
Wait, what?
Is we live?
I am, but I'm just getting my final bits ready to go. Trying to work out why.
I get to set up my clusterfuckers chat boxes.
Chat boxes, just one.
No, it's not quite the horror of the Lotto streams.
Exactly.
Oh, I still have nightmares at night.
At night.
I mean, otherwise it would be daymares. So you know.
Well, you know.
This kind of makes it sound like horses.
Yeah.
Oh my
shit,
god.
what's
Okay, there we go.
Wow. Okay, well, I don't need two of me.
Yes, you do.
Oh shit! Of course, authentication.
One.
Yes, yes. I will authenticate.
Also, I'm just looking.
Sorry,
through
guys. I'll be with everyone in a moment.
Take your time.
What else do I need open?
Wicked.
So I'm looking through the.
Can somebody
crap
go
I-
listen to the volumes on Twitch? Because apparently it's really quiet.
I can. Give me a moment.
Red.
But like, I'm
Yes, we are
outputting.
super quiet.
Really? What?
Yeah.
What is going on? Right, I'll boost me up.
Goodness knows.
Try it again. Because it's like so loud for me, and like I'm pumping it out as loud as I can.
Oh. I don't know then.
And it's like fine on the podcast.
Still very quiet.
What about now?
Yes. Yes. That was a marked improvement. What did you do?
it's all good.
Something over on Streamlabs was like all the way
Now it's
down
all
for some
good.
reason. Okay.
Yes, now
Also-
it's very loud.
Also, apparently I've got a 16 by 24 foot tent, and I don't remember buying it. But foot tent, and I don't
What?
remember buying it.
A what? By what, Tim?
A 16 by 24 foot tent.
Too late. Red says it's fine now, Midge.
That's bigger than most of the
Tell her
houses
thank you
in
anyway.
London.
Tell her thank you anyway.
Okay, so I can turn it down again. Thank fuck.
I've worked out why my lights aren't working. Last thing, and we'll be on.
Yeah, alright.
We're nearly there. We're professional.
Hey, it's Barkford. Barkford, sorry.
Bark fart.
The true
Bye-bye.
horror. Technical difficulties.
Ah, what a cute
No,
dog.
we don't want Ben, we want Barkford.
Yeah. Sorry, we need Penny. Oh, Penny just left. Damn it.
She's like, no.
Yeah, mine left
she's
half an
pissed
hour
off.
ago.
You can't use my right name, I'm not staying.
Ah! Party, 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 party. Right.
I don't know why.
The quality on the
Yeah,
stream of your camera is better than it is on Discord.
Yeah.
On Discord, it just went to shit. It's like what?
Yes, it really
Yep.
is.
It does not like the lights, but then
It looks like a photo someone takes drunk off their fucking minds on a hen do.
I've been in a lot of those photos.
it's a really specific thing. You got a story there?
Right.
I don't think I do.
Anyway.
Not yet, anyway.
I might.
Or maybe you just don't remember.
That's a very real possibility.
Okay, now I am actually a little bit too loud on the volumes. Give me.
Oh,
There we are. There we are. Sorry, I just looked over at the over the podcast recording. It's peaking to all fuck. Like.
That's not good.
Alrighty, Roo. So, would you guys like me to do the recap, or would one of you like to do the recap?
I mean,
I'm fine with you doing it if you like.
okay.
What's in it for me?
I mean, I can't give inspiration or anything in this game.
well, you do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off.
You might not die.
Alrighty, Roo. Okay,
That is a
so.
anyway.
So. Last time, on The Curse of St. Craythorne, the Kingfisher Files, we met our... Well, I can't really call them investigators as of yet, but we've met some people who have found themselves in the parish of St. Craythorne, mid the 1920s. They are from all walks of life and of varying economic status, but they find themselves quite peculiarly, that was a word, at this same place at the same time, and a lot of them have discovered that this quiet little town in the middle of England is hiding darker secrets, as many young girls thus far have gone missing, 2 to be exact, and the town is on edge. And we left our group of investigators outside of the Chesterfield after breaking up a fight. So, he's just been carted off by the police. What is everybody doing?
How's the doctor's bruise doing? Does that look like it's anything more, you know?
Artemis went and got ice, so it's kind of okay.
Yes, I did.
And just
I did that.
before we,
That was me.
Yeah, just before we continue, actually, I should introduce everybody to Rival if you haven't met him. Rival, introduce you. We'll introduce your character in a bit, but you unfortunately couldn't make it last week, but you're here now, and it's all great.
I'm Rival. There you go. Done.
Yay!
Rival Zone Gaming, which
Yeah.
is YouTube and Twitch.
There you are. There you are. Feel free to plug yourself. It's all good.
Plug.
So yeah, I need
Plug
to
my
know
channel.
what our investigators are doing as of right now.
Well, I definitely could do with another stiff drink because I've just been holding down a 6'2" guy, which is smaller than me, but still, he was struggling. I can definitely do a drink.
Me too.
Or two. Or
Sounds
two.
like a plan.
I'm just like, I mean, sort of with the doctor, I guess. I gave him ice. Now I feel kind of responsible for his health.
Okay.
I will re-enter the bar and order a strong drink.
Same price as before. Because you're already on the strong drink, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, I need something a bit stronger, so I'm going to go for some rum.
Indeed I am.
You're going for rum? Okay. Rum
You're
will
already drinking scotch. I was like, are you drinking kerosene now?
rum will set you back about 7 pence.
Russian water, Ben.
Just absinthe. Don't worry about it.
I'll take some whiskey.
It's about 8 pence for the whiskey. They're starting to run out of the cheap stuff because it's getting towards the end of the night, and there's been a larger influx of people into the bar today.
I'll cover the bar tab for the entire bar.
Arnie's had
It was
enough of
Sunday,
whiskey.
right? Sunday the 14th, if I'm not mistaken.
14th of September, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday the 14th of September, because I had...
Man.
What? I mean, I looked it up.
No.
Oh, there's food.
Is that an entire platter of food just brought to him at his desk?
Yes?
That's normal.
I
It's
mean,
a curry. What?
That's normal wear.
In England.
End of discussion.
Was your refrigerator restocked with chocolate too?
Maybe.
Okay, we're not like we're not America. Okay, we don't need to inhale sugar just to survive.
You tell that to the amount of chocolate that's been put into my fridge.
Yeah, Mitch just told me the other day that he had his fridge was stocked with chocolate bars, and then the next day I asked him how many he ate, and the answer was like 6.
Oh my god, I don't flat me like that.
I don't normally eat chocolate. It's just it's there.
To be fair, I have a bar of chocolate in a
Yes,
bag.
he doesn't
now.
normally eat chocolate, normally because he's eaten all of it.
I've not got much of a sweet tooth, to be fair.
6 bars. Shush.
But anyway.
Oh, chocolate doesn't count. Let's just move on,
it
okay?
doesn't. I mean,
I'm
I'm
ready to do some investigating, okay? Let's just learn some things.
I learned that the drinks are strong here, and I like it, especially now.
Okay.
Assault.
Arthur, what are you doing? You're having a whiskey, but
I'm going for a whiskey and just like I don't. Were we introduced to the non-upperclassmen?
I don't think we have been introduced, but I will.
Said, oh, hello, large people, help me in a fight.
Well, yes. Thank you for the assistance.
That's quite all right.
Nice to meet you.
you actually recognise, Arthur, the Dutch accent because of your service.
Nice. I just sort of shake his hand. Captain Arthur Byron, 2nd Bucksnox Light Infantry. Dutch accent, I hear.
Yes, Ypres.
Ypres.
I've recognised that.
Second and third.
Mm-hmm.
Being a sailor.
Been in the trenches for a while, reporting, nothing much else. As soon as I could get out, I got
I was a
got
merchant
out.
sailor by trade before the war, so it would have been all
What?
over the place.
So, sorry, what was your question, Soapy?
Would I have recognised the accent as well? Okay.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, we did speak quite a bit, so...
Yeah. Suppose it doesn't really matter now.
Nah.
Been
Yeah, I
confirmed.
also goes to shake Bobby's hand.
Hello there. Robert Quirk, Bobby.
Yeah. Captain Arthur Byron, 2nd Ox, and like, you understand? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, army man. I was a navy myself.
Oh yeah. Is that where I just point to like his the side of his like face? Is that where this?
Yep. A
Well,
bit
you
of a
have scarring
disagreement
too.
with
Okay.
steam is not very nice.
Ah yes.
Tends to be quite warm.
I just point to like the big laceration on my neck. Shrapnel man myself.
Yeah.
Still have a little bit left, and I just bang my leg against the counter a bit. With like a bell clanging.
I like the idea that you guys are wearing your scars like cologne. Yes, I wear shrapnel number 5.
I carry it around the river.
Shrapnel.
In the background, like way in the background, you just see me waving my stump, going hand grenade at the Assans.
You are the Assans.
I'm not paying any attention. I'm just I'm like chatting with the bar people at the bar because I've just paid for everybody's drink, so I'm
you notice everyone in the bar is a lot more cheerful.
I'll have another one. Thank you.
They're all ordering the very strong drinks now.
I mean, it's on offer.
Not the cheap stuff.
It's okay. Ben can afford it.
I too am taking it like another.
I mean,
drink
right
going
now
on.
the bellboy can afford it.
Okay.
I just single-handedly increased the GDP of the entire town.
Who in the bar has had more than 3 drinks of stiff liquor?
This is my third.
This is my first. Yeah.
I've had 2 pints and a rum, so...
You're fine at the moment, Sophie. But everyone that's had more than 3 stiff drinks, can I have a con roll, please?
This is my third, so that's not more than 3.
Third and more. D&D rules: AC equal and above.
Green, right?
No,
long-
the other one, I think.
How long have we been in the bar at this point?
Wait.
Oh no,
Now
yeah,
I
no.
need to roll the other one?
No, it's the green one.
I mean, we're close.
You're not drunk, you're feeling it though.
Well, That's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
You think that one more
not
drink
last me
might
to the end.
start affecting your walking a little bit?
Used to it.
Yeah, you're a big guy. You've got quite the constitution.
Tell me about it.
So, what are you doing in a St. Craythorne's?
Well, I used to be on holiday, but right now I smell a story.
Oh, reporter?
Mm-hmm. Investigative reporter. Been in the trenches for a little bit. Been in America. Been in Jakarta. Been pretty much everywhere.
Oh, Jakarta. I was in Singapore myself and Hong Kong.
That's not too far off.
So I just sort of point to my generally sunken appearance where this kicked off.
Malaria.
Malaria.
Yeah. Not uncommon.
Thankfully, mostly out of the system now, but well,
The pills are nice, aren't they?
I can't recommend them.
No. Yeah, well, still beats dengue.
How's the doctor?
The doctor's fine. He's kind of gone back inside and he's switching between the ice pack and holding a neat drink to his forehead as well. Just kind of sip.
Did you change your volume?
Yeah, did
Yeah,
you change
you've
your
gone
volume or
quiet.
anything? Because you've gone down.
Okay, yeah, no, I did by accident.
I'd like
yeah.
to just point out he's holding a non-iced drink to his face.
No, he's got an iced drink and.
An
Oh
ice
no,
pack.
I said neat. I said neat,
Yeah.
didn't I?
Yeah. This was his hot cup of
Okay.
He's
I-
a little
warm tea really
confused.
feels good for
He
the
took a
great for
hit to
the
the head.
yeah. He's had a hit to the head. Maybe he's
just
cooling
a
his drink
glass.
with his face.
It's- Wonderful. Okay, well then where's Madison Bexley? I've just been left in the street, guys. Like, I'm not just gonna go back in the bar of my own accord. Come on.
Did you not follow the doctor back in?
You're not going far. You have my goddamn code.
You're the one that wanted off to pay for everyone's drinks.
So, Madison has also head back inside, and she's kind of pulled you along in as well.
Okay, that's what I needed to hear. I gotta be dragged somewhere, guys.
It's like a socially awkward vampire. Instead of being invited in the room, you have to be dragged.
Yes, I have to be forcibly pulled into a room, and then I'm allowed to be there.
I could make a horrific joke right now, but I'll refrain.
Yeah, I got about 2 in the pipeline.
So, and what's anybody doing? It's probably about. What have I got on the timer? It is about 9:42, I believe. Almost 10. What are we doing?
Well, I'm jet lagged as fuck, so I probably should go to bed. I'm gathering my coat and I'm leaving.
I'm
Gathering.
I'm ordering
You
one more
just
drink.
take it off me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. It's just whip.
Or more like, whip.
Yeah.
Terribly
I'm the-
sorry, sir.
I'm still sitting at the bar, right?
Just like bright red, just
Unless you
I'm,
say
uh,
in a
otherwise.
puddle
Yeah.
on the floor.
It's like 1 p.m. for me. Or 1 a.m. for me. It's late.
I'm gonna flag down the bar, mate. Ask if it's alright if I take my last drink upstairs.
They say that's fine. As a hotel guest, you can take your glass up.
Thank you. I will order one more. Is there still something left of his drinks? Pointing at the stumpy guy.
Oh yeah, he's put enough money behind the bar to buy the bar.
I'll take 2 more then and
Something.
head upstairs. I'll drink one immediately and then, I don't know, crawl upstairs.
It's a bit of a wobble, but you get there. You're downstairs
Yeah,
now, remember?
I'm downstairs now.
You were upstairs before, now you're downstairs.
Oh.
Because your bed was too small.
Gonna
I mean,
hobble
yeah,
back.
that's true, but I thought it was still upstairs. But okay, downstairs. Nice.
That was
That's-
glorious fun when you just like entered the room and immediately said, "No,
Yep. Nope.
No.
That's not gonna work.
I don't think that was even like in character. That was just genuine. Muzz
Like you're just used to it.
That's both. Honestly, that's just both.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab another whiskey and go down and rejoin the group I was originally with.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna make my way home because everyone's just left me at the bar.
Oh.
Oh snap! Oh yeah. Well, that's fun.
I mean, I'll lean into Lady Bexley. Like, it's getting rather late.
Oh, gosh, of course, someone should take you home. Alright, well, are you back there, Arthur?
Yes, I've just come and sat down with them again.
I thought she was about to go, can you walk?
Can you take yourself?
I feel a bit too squiffy to drive. Do you think that, maybe you could take the wheel?
I just hold up the whiskey that I was like, this is my first.
Yep.
Oh yeah, but this is the 20s, like...
I mean, are they really gonna check you? The cops are busy doing
They're not
something
gonna check,
else right
but,
now.
okay,
I mean, it'll be a slow drive, but I could do it.
Oh, no matter. She walks off and she heads to the bar. Soapy, you walk home. It's a cool evening, rather quiet out in town. No one's really about. Madison comes back and she says, the bar have rung the house. They're going to drive down with 2 drivers. One of them's going to take my car back. We can hop in one of the estate wagons. Are we all just going to the evening? As in...
Is there anyone else in the bar?
There's still punters.
Oh, I mean, free drinks.
I believe Borgvard's still there, being congratulated by many a workman of the town.
I mean, I think you went.
It's hard to extricate myself.
I'm just going to lean over to Lady Bexley and say, interesting specimen to wander in here. I can't imagine his type of particularly common.
Who are you referring to?
I don't know, the one-armed Norwegian nobility man buying the drinks for everyone.
She asks because he's not in the room with you because you're in that private bit. Oh, yes, I know. It is a bit peculiar, but we've had strange.
Hand in a jar. That's more than a little peculiar.
Well, I wouldn't say it's the weirdest thing I've heard from some of the gentry, and even the English ones.
True.
Okay, I'll just, expedite this a bit. If none of you want to do anything particular for the evening now, I'll just say you'll kind of make it back. Artemis, you dropped off at your house. You say your goodbyes, and Arthur and Lady Bexley makes it back to Bexley Hall, and those of you who are staying in the hotel, you bed down for the night, and we get to the morning.
Does that mean I get my sanity back?
Yes. If anyone lost sanity on the previous day, you know.
Well, that would be me then, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you. Right.
So, the first person I'm going to come to this morning is Rival. Would you like to introduce your character? And then I will introduce you to the story.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You don't.
I am Lord Forrest Hartwell.
You only have to go as far into your backstory as you wish for people to know.
Okay. I'm Lord Forrest Hartwell, a very charismatic flying ace from the Royal Flying Corps, who was shot down in the First World War and saved by Viscount Bexley.
Where were you shot down?
In the war.
No.
You would have to ask him that when in character.
You're a funny one.
I'm very charismatic. Think ladies' man. You guys already know which character it's based on. So.
Oh god, yes, we do.
Is your appearance score reflecting that, or are we pure? Ooh.
Okay. One more question before out of character. What is your length?
Height.
How tall? Height.
What is your length?
Yes, it really is. I've never had any complaints. Woof!
They got one in. Oh, that's what she said. Sorry, it's just one after the other, isn't it? Oi!
Right, how tall are you? God damn it.
I can't remember where it is on the thing.
Well, it's a
somewhere at the
number.
top, maybe.
It's size.
55 on this. What's that make?
Average.
Yeah, it's about average.
So 5'6"-ish.
Say 5'8". Same as me.
No, that works. Alright,
I've
so
got a
yes.
file here called length.
I've just got a load of giggling in the background from the other room right now.
So, it's very early morning, because this is kind of it tropes back to your army, flying corps days. Getting up early, just ready to prep the plane. So you've taken a very early drive down to St. Craythorne and the Bexley estate of Bexley Hall, and it's about 7, almost 7 in the morning. By the time you start to approach the pretty massive house. I mean, you're quite used to large estates, but this is quite spectacular in the fact, but you're more amazed at the fact that it's only one building. Normally with larger estates such as this, it's an amalgamation of different periods and styles, whereas this seems to all be in keeping. And as you approach the gate, you see two... The gate is... I say gate in a loose term. It's not actually a gated estate, but it's got like a wall with a driveway entrance with pillars. And upon those 2 pillars, you see 2 figures. And if you would like to do a see hidden check, I can give you a better description of those. But if not, you can just drive on up to the estate.
See hidden.
Spot hidden. Sorry.
Okay, is that green or purple?
I think we
Green.
just say green die. Can you roll me the purple one just in case?
Yeah, sure. Alright, 1 second.
I got a feeling the mixed value thing was only on the other. Yes, yeah, no, it's the green die. Okay, so unfortunately,
I failed.
well, you didn't overly fail. You're driving. You didn't get a great look, but what you noticed was 2 black, what seemed to be hooded figures, marking the entrance. One of whom had antlers, and one of whom had wings. But
And a shield.
You
One of the antlers has a shield too.
he didn't see that.
What part of I'm blind didn't you?
Most of it.
Oh
The
dear.
important bit.
Anyway, you progress up the driveway, and it's at first it's like a gravelled path, but as you get more towards the house, it's interlaced with stones and more of a pathway. And as you pull up, you notice a gentleman come out of the house, and he seems to be in tails, and he begins to approach your car. What do you want to do?
Have I stopped?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I didn't know. I might still be driving towards him.
I mean, you can continue driving if you
which
want.
case
Just go
I
straight
aim.
into the door. Swerve, 50 points.
I stop and get out.
Okay. The gentleman approaches you and he goes, "Greetings. I am Clifton. I am the head of household for the Bexleys. I'm understanding you are Lord Hartwell. It is a pleasure from both the Bexleys and the household to greet you today. However, Viscount Bexley is currently in London on urgent matter of business, and Lady Bexley isn't up yet. But if I can take any of your bags and show you to your quarters, I'd be more than happy to.
Wow, that was very well done. I'm impressed. Very good, Mike. Very well, my good man. Send me to the drawing room.
To the drawing room. You would prefer not to see your accommodation for now?
No, not right now. I'll see enough of it later.
Very well, sir. Very well. You see him sort of turn around and from his coat bring a little bell, rings the bell, and 3 other servants come out and they begin unloading your car and taking your bags to where you presume the room you'll be staying. And he goes, "Well, right this way, if you would follow me." And he leads you into Bexley Hall. Now, you're actually the first character to enter the main hall of Bexley Hall. And he points out to you, "This is the main hall of Bexley Hall, and I will bring up my new page, which I've been prepping."
Ooh, very nice.
And I didn't think I'd be using it right now, but it saves me doing the description. So the top image is the ground floor, and the bottom image is the first floor. So you enter this main hall, and it is beautiful, and it's this successful mix of like old and new that only the exquisitely wealthy could afford. It's got both the charm of an old hall, but you notice that it's been knocked through from multiple rooms to make this one big, almost ballroom level of room. And you notice to your right as you enter the room there is a large piano and a set of doors. There's I've noticed that on this panel I actually haven't put some of the doors in. Shit, I was doing this very hastily before the thing, and
you made a mistake.
I made a big mistake.
You may have misspelled entrance as well, but I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, yep, no, there's a misspelling on there. Fuck. Okay, no worries. You see a grand piano. You see a number of chairs, sofas, leather, different fabrics, velvets, and there's at the end of the room there is a large fireplace with in front of it a banqueting table fit for about 20 people. This room is pretty exquisite, and he takes you through the room, and he's pointing out some of the minutiae of the room. Is like some of the antiquities, as you can see around the room, date back in the family almost to the early 1300s, and he's just kind of almost museum guide explaining, servant-splaining the room, and
droning upon.
The entire front of the hall towards the building, you can see, is huge windows that go over multiple stories, and you look up and you see in the hall that there is like a walkway on each side of the hall. The room is about probably 30 foot in height, with this walkway at about the 20-foot mark. And you notice on the far side of the building, on the walkway, there's a number of doors. It's almost like the ceiling has been removed of this hall to make it even taller. And it is preposterously exquisite. And there's many bookshelves and bookcases just filled with books. You've been in some big places, but places such as this is only royalty have kind of owned this, whether it be in this country or a different one. But he takes you all the way through the hall into the smoking room.
My kind of place.
Ooh, this is smoking room.
This is the smoking room, and you enter, and it's darker than the hall. It's only lit by 2 large windows at the back, and they're not quite as grand as the other one. But the walls, again, is literally wall-to-wall bookcase with a number of dark brown leather sofas and a fireplace built into one of the bookcases. and it is
That's nice.
it is like a it's a dark room, but it feels like a cozy enclosed, and it's you feel it. You go in there, and the smoking room, the fireplace is already lit. It's quite warm. You notice a number of cigar boxes on side tables next to some of the sofas, and yeah, there's also a small like a decanter globe, but without the globe. It's just like a decanter sort of storage rack towards one of the sides with various alcoholic beverages.
It's like a globe you can open when there's.
Yeah, it's
bottles
like one of
inside.
those, but without the actual
Okay.
globe bit. It's just a collection of bottles in a nice sort of rack.
Okay. Thank you, Cliffy. That'll be all. If you could let the lady know I'm here when she wakes up.
As you wish, sir. And can I quickly get you to roll 1d6? And this is for my
1d6.
notes. Thank you.
1d6.
Yeah.
God, it's been so long since I've done this.
I know. Roll 20. We haven't used this in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. No worries. That's just for my notes later. Okay.
I hate you.
No worries. No worries. All right. Okay. So,
What did you roll again, Sue?
A number between 1 and 6.
Which room is this?
you rolled a 3.
Okay.
You're not sharing a room then.
What did you end up in?
He's got a 4.
Oh, I got a 4, yeah.
No, which room?
Oh, the
If I had to
smoking room.
guess, Number 3. I had to guess.
No, but I mean like it was called something. Did you know my comprehensive notes?
I have 600 words of fucking notes. I've got a
I'm
small
just
book.
saying, your room was called something, and there's a bunch of named suites, and I was wondering if it was one of them.
I described what was in my notes. What was there?
It's one with a balcony, so it's probably the south suite. If that's a balcony on the map.
Yep.
Anyway.
I mean, I was gonna wait to say. I like that Soapy remembered from the pre-game where I reminded Kazoo which room he was in, but Kazoo didn't. Okay, so I don't. What kind of time to the rest of the party this is? What kind of time do your characters wake up?
I've been
Just
up
on-
since like 3, 4 a.m.
Oh, because of the time difference.
It's about what?
Push it by an hour because of the amount of alcohol you consumed by the end of the night.
I'm gonna say we went up like around 10, right?
Yeah.
So I did one quick and then one at the bedside. So I'm gonna say I've slept around 11-ish. Wrote my article. I think I'm gonna be awake around 7.
7 in the morning? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're just waking up now. Artemis, what about you?
When is the sunrise? It's September, so.
Do you want me to look it up?
The
Already on it.
specific of this day.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't imagine I'd be up any later than 7, and I'd probably be up earlier. There's nothing really to keep me in bed.
7 or 9.
I would have got maybe slightly less sleep than usual, but like I feel like I still probably would have got up at the similar-ish time.
Okay.
So I would say maybe like 6:30.
Just before sunrise then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, no worries.
Actually, no. That was... Sorry, that was Central European time. So it's gonna be 6 or 9.
Yeah.
Lot.
Okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. Arthur, what about yourself?
Well, I slept on the journey over like extensively,
You did.
so I probably would be up about like 5, 6-ish.
Yep, no worries.
Even with the amount of alcohol I drank.
Yep, no, that makes sense. And Soapy, Bobby, what time do you want to wake up?
Yep. Probably just after sunrise as well.
Okay, no worries. You've all got a full day ahead of you. So I'll go to Arthur first because he is at Bexley Hall. So Arthur, you as you leave your room, you notice that there is not. Okay, give me a moment. Yeah, you notice that there is someone stood outside your room. And you see this kind of older gentleman. You're not sure if he can see, but he's in tails. He's got white gloves. He looks to be serving staff. He's a much older gentleman, kind of hunched over, hunchback. He's holding a tray, and it looks to see what he looks to see. It seems to look like he has tea on it.
Is he just outside my room?
Yeah.
I like open the door to him, or just like.
It's like you've just got ready. You're about to just go out and kind of greet the day. You open the door and it's like, oh, there's a gentleman here.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yes.
Just take a tray from him because he seems to.
No, that's not necessary. Not necessary. I was just coming to offer you some morning tea. Another one of the guests has arrived, and the chefs would like to know what you would like for breakfast.
Just some bacon, sausages, toast. Basics.
Basics it is. Would you like the tea or?
Oh, of course, yes.
Okay, he kind of shuffles past you and puts it down on the side in your room and starts pouring you a cup of tea. Do you take sugar?
Yes, one.
Very well, very well. And he pours you, and you've got a cup of tea, and he sort of puts his hands together, Kurt nods, and then as fast as, you think it's about as fast as he can, exits the room, but it's not very fast. It's kind of an awkward...
An aggressive shuffle,
it's an awkward 30 seconds while you're kind of stood by the door.
Like, just sipping the tea a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the butler from Tomb Raider.
Yes. Yeah, it's a good description.
What am I thinking of? Oh, yeah, that.
But you also notice now, you didn't really notice last night because, one, it was dark and you were quite drunk. But you walk out and your room opens out to pretty much a balcony. You noticed this yesterday, but you're also in a hurry and you just couldn't really take it in as much. And you've got a balcony on one side, and then out of your front door is a balcony over the hall. You can just see the entire hall. You're about 20 feet up, so you're about 2 stories high. But it's this wonderful view of this exquisite banqueting hall, and you can see across from you there is this like what looks to be a reading nook area, just with an overhanged balcony that also looks over the hall. This place is stunning.
Note to myself: don't try and escape by jumping. That won't end well. Right. I'm just gonna go out and step out over that balcony over the main hall. Do I notice anything happening with my just tea in hand?
As in you want to just lean over the one in front of you.
Have a bit of a more in-depth look around the hall now that I'm not rushing off to get drunk.
Give me a spot hidden.
Well, 20. How I don't like your character sheet.
Oh, you got a hard result. Okay. Give me a moment.
I'm very good at seeing shit, apparently.
Yeah. Well, you've also got the height advantage.
Oh, yeah.
You notice very quickly someone whip from the recreation room through the entrance and into the entrance hall and out. You can't quite make out what it is. It's more like a black shadow. You see it in the corner of your eye because it's kind of off to your left. But they are running. They are hurrying out.
Would my balcony in my room go out to sea? Spot the
wrong side of the building. Your balcony looks over the gardens.
Oh yes.
And the acres upon acres of estate.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, is it gardens or is it just land?
It's gardens then land.
I was gonna sort of. Strange. Just keep sipping my tea.
Okay, no worries. I will go to Bobby Quirk.
Hello.
How do you want to start your day?
I'll probably just get up, leisurely have breakfast, and then probably wander out for a newspaper.
Yep, fine. You find it really. You know the town well. You know where to get a newspaper. Despite it being quite early on a Monday morning, there's a lot of activity in town. You see quite a few work carts. You notice an empty milk cart leaving. It's probably finished its rounds for the day. Obviously, he does it early in the morning, so the milk isn't cold by the time people open their front doors. You notice a young boy of about 9 on a paper route. It's kind of a general day, small village in the United Kingdom of the period. Everything kind of feels a bit normal. But again, can you give me a spot hidden check, please?
Yep.
Yeah, no, just a normal day.
Okie dokie.
Anything else you want to do in particular?
I think once I've got my newspaper, I'll probably take a stroll somewhere like a cafe or somewhere to get a cup of tea and just read the newspaper.
Yep. Okay. You know of a cafe right across the road from the greengrocers that your grandfather used to help run. It's just known as Brenda's. It's a little small cafe. That'd be the perfect place for you to go and read.
I'll head in and I shall order a cup of tea and then sit down, read newspaper.
Okay, no worries. Okay, I will get back to that one in a moment because. But Borgvard and Borgvard. What are you doing currently?
I'd probably spend my morning before everybody else got up, writing various telegrams to businesses in the area on my search for helium.
Okay.
Inquiring of prices and so on so forth.
Do you have any paper with you?
I have everything with me.
Okay. No worries. You. Give me a dice. My first roll of the evening.
If you ever have to ask questions, do you have? The answer is most likely yes.
If he doesn't, he has enough money to ask literally anyone in the vicinity, can you get this for me? And they'll be like, for that money, yes.
Me full waffle iron.
Yes. You managed to complete 7 pretty finely crafted letters to various companies in the area. You had a copy of the Yellow Pages, and you could go through and sort of see their credentials, see their address.
That's what I'm doing.
Oh, sorry, not Yellow Pages yet. Local directory. Sorry, I've got to get my period knowledge right. Sorry. Breaking the immersion.
Ruined.
Yeah, I know. I do apologise. The game's over, guys. I've fucked it up.
Well.
I said
0-10 wouldn't play again.
Entrance and emotion.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so you've done that, and then you get a ring on your telephone that you have in your suite.
Okay, I answered said telephone. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Gunderson. I'm just ringing to find out. I'm just ringing to find out if you would like breakfast brought to your room, or if you'll be joining us in the breakfast hall.
Bring it to me, please. I also have some errands for you to run.
Very good. And okay, then he instantly cuts the phone line off, and about 10 minutes passed, and you get a knock at the door.
Does it have a peep?
It's got a glass curtain that you can put up. It's got a glass curtain. It's got a glass window and then a curtain that you can.
Yeah. So I have to lean off to the side kind of thing.
No, you just move the curtain and it's right in front of you.
Oh, it's just on the door.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on the
fancy.
door. Yeah, it's on the door.
That's okay. Is it James?
Yeah, it is, as well as about 5 others.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door like very slowly, like with a confused look on my face.
Hello, sir. You requested me here, and also we've brought you breakfast, and you see that these others are just carrying silver trays.
Like multiples.
Yeah, multiple silver trays.
All right, I'm just gonna step off to the side. And
Okay, they come in and they go over to where your dining table is in your suite, apartment, whatever you want to call it. And they start laying out these trays and they open it up and there is a various like they've got fruits, they've got pastries from the local. I think they're from the local bakery. Like it's really fresh bakery goods.
Gotcha.
They've
Oh,
got
yeah.
they've
I'm
got
all for that.
and then they've got like a platter of meats. So it looks like sausages, bacon, something you don't recognize. It's just this, but it looks. Oh no, that doesn't exist in this period.
It's English food. I probably don't recognize most.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. There's a black thing you don't recognize, and then in a couple of pots there is some yellow stuff that you don't recognize. And then in the last one, there is like a various like cereal oats, and one of them puts down a jug of milk, and then you see there's even more people coming, and another person comes in with like tea or coffee urns, and they ask you, would you like tea or coffee with your breakfast, sir?
I need you all to leave right now. I'm gonna get out my coin purse and just like start handing them all out like a shilling. And...
Oh my god! Okay.
I'm gonna break this economy.
I'm gonna full on. That's what I was just about to say. I'm gonna Mansa Musa this whole fucking town.
Okay, so they.
But I make sure I do Jimmy last.
Okay. They all but. Yeah.
It's just too many people.
One of the girl who was bringing in the tea and coffee literally puts it on like where the phone is, the little table thing. She just and takes it, nods and runs. The others are all like thank you. There's varying ages you can surmise from about 15 to early 20s, and these people like in their early 20s. Some of them are in a uniform, some of them seem to be in their normal clothes and have like sort of woken up. There was one sort of older gentleman in like a cook's uniform actually bringing stuff out. You think it's just like a sous chef, but he's grabbed it, he's run off, he's like... Yeah, you actually see him mention something, he's just like, fucking now. It's like, you have literally just... For him, that was probably about a month's salary. Like, that some of these kids...
What is it with all the British people just having all of the stuff brought to them?
I mean, it's more the fact that you're a lord.
It's what I said. I said it's English.
Oh no, you've had tea brought to you. Oh yeah.
I just got.
It's just like whenever I'm playing with you guys, there's always just a person.
It's a Kent
comes in
thing.
from the
It's a
side
Kent
with
thing.
stuff.
It's a Kent thing. It's a Kent
Posh
thing.
Southerners. God damn it.
I had to walk to the kitchen for my own tea.
Staff.
I mean, shh. But yes.
Right, so
okay.
I'm gonna shoo them all
you're left
out
with just Jimmy.
Okay, and I'm gonna, he's going to leave. I'm just gonna grab him by the back of like his jacket and pull him back inside. First,
Oh no.
second. Okay, and then
Yeah.
I'm gonna be holding up the last shilling that I've taken out of my coin purse here.
His eyes are like fixed to it.
And I'm gonna take with my other hand. I'm gonna take the stack of telegrams that I've written.
Wait, what other hand?
Oh, right. Shit. So awkwardly hold them in the same hand then. Shit, I gotta get back into Borgfart. Damn it.
With one hand, you're 3 things.
Yeah, exactly. I
You're
hit
now
the
holding
money
a shilling.
facing him, and while I'm holding
Yeah,
his
yeah,
Just
back.
like grab something with your mouth, like.
You've stood on his you've stood on his foot and you've got money and letters in your hand. Yeah.
So I'm just gonna hold them up in front of his face and just say, "I need these sent immediately."
Give me an English language check.
Oh, fuck you.
English language check.
You said I couldn't bring an interpreter with me too. Language owned. That's not that. Whew.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, he completely understands you. He nods. He's like, right away, sir. And he opens his hand as in to take the letters.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the money and the letters.
And he rushes out, closes the door behind him.
Push him out and slam the door.
Oh, you're gonna so you shoo him and then push the door with your one hand.
Yeah.
And you have an exquisite amount of food.
Just tuck right in.
Probably about 5 people's worth, honestly, but you're paying enough. And yes, right. Artemis.
Hello.
What are you doing on this fine morning?
Well, I'll probably wake up, go and have breakfast in the kitchen with the staff. Maybe do a little bit of reading.
Okay.
And then I think I will head to town.
Okay, so you get downstairs and Margaret is currently preparing breakfast. And
oh yes.
You see Margaret. She's a larger woman. She's rosy-cheeked, curly, dark sort of. You would have said it was brown, but due to her age, it's kind of that mix of like, not salt and pepper because that's very much a male description, but it's like turning white, grey-ish, browny, and it's not the most well kept. But yes, and she's in this sort of penny-folded, pink, faded pink shirt and work clothes combo, and she's there over what seems to be the stove, cooking. You see her burn her finger a little bit, and then just wipe her hand on the apron and continue. Give me a moment. I need to check if she hears you.
Oh, what, hears me come down?
Yeah. Yeah, did she hears your footsteps and he goes, oh, Artemis, good morning, how you doing?
This sounds like my female voice of bouncers.
I'm quite well, actually. I suppose I went to bed a little later than I meant to, but
I heard! It sounds like you had a nice night, love. Oh, did you?
It was quite something. I'm not sure that I've ever spent time with Lady Bexley before. I really not.
Well, sit down. Tell me all about it. I've heard a lot about her. And woof.
Well, she's hosting a party next week. I think I might have heard about that around town, but thank you. She's invited.
It's like sketch comedy now. Every time we get handed something, isn't it? Like
this is part of the scene. Don't worry. It'll come in later. It's fine. But she took me to. She took me to that shop. Rivione and Sons.
Oh my life! Really? Oh.
I'm not sure.
You see, she's completely forgotten about the breakfast now, and is kind of just.
Yeah, well, breakfast is burning. That's fine.
Yeah,
I might
she's just
sort of stand up and start
she's
kind of
grabbed her stool that she kind of has in the kitchen. She doesn't like sit at the table with you, but she's got like a stool that she has, and she's dragged it over, and she's sat behind. Yeah, she's kind of she's sat behind where you've sat, and is like automatically going to do your hair. And then you see Robbie, he's the like last one of your household. He tends to do the gardening and stuff. He's actually the husband of Margaret, and he just rushes in and goes, "Oh, you've left the food," and he goes over and just starts continuing the breakfast.
Okay.
He's more groundskeeper than if you were to have one, he would be the groundskeeper. He does the odd jobs around the house, fixes a door if it needs doing. He does the main, not the boutique gardening and the more specialised gardening, but he goes and mows the lawn, cuts the hedges, cleans the dirt off the driveway. Looking after any of the other animals that are kind of around. because you've got a lot. There's because of where you back onto the forest where you live. There's a number of times they'll have stuff like not rodents, but wildlife will stray onto the property, and it'll go to, you know, if there's like a
unharmed, they will be removed, because that is what I have decreed. That is what Artemis has said.
He knows, and it takes him a lot longer than, you know, he would have done in the old days, and probably just.
But it's okay because I help out in the garden, so it's fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, he'd rather do what you want and keep his job than go against you. So every now and then you've seen him like chase off a couple of foxes, just going, go on, get out, like, because the farm nearby keeps chickens and stuff. So naturally they want them out of the kind of vicinity.
Okay. They would, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Okay,
they
farmers.
would. But yeah, she's just here to listen to you regale your evening.
I'm not sure that I've ever seen anyone go into there, actually, apart from Lady Bexley. It's rather expensive.
Oh, I know. I couldn't even get a wedding dress from there. It was more than my tuppence worth anyway, eh? So you had a lovely time, did you?
I mean, it was eventful. I'm not sure. There was a lot of people. I'm a little worried about this party.
Oh, you'll be fine, trust me. And I'm sure this new dress that Lady Bexley's got you will make you look beautiful. Oh, Robbie, don't you dare burn those eggs, Robbie. And she's like, oh, woman. It's like they've got this really sort of. They are keeping themselves PC in front of you, but you've heard them many a time just swear at each other all the time. They are old married couple, even though they're not quite out of their true prime yet. They're both of around 40, and they are characters. It's quite endearing to watch, even when they argue, because they are quite loving when they do. It's like never truly spiteful. It's more, you know, mild irritation of a long marriage.
Tease.
Yeah. So you continue to tell Margaret of your stories.
Yes, I'll regale the characters I've met and the fight, and then there's this horrible business of the girls going missing, which I thought, well, you know, I think we all expected something to maybe go wrong for Charlotte, but Katie now too.
You don't mean that Katie Lear, do you?
Yes, her father was absolutely beat up about it. Goodness knows.
Terrible thing.
You haven't heard anything then?
Oh, not about Katie. Oh, so this is starting to remind me of about, what was that thing, Robbie? What thing you on about, woman? You know, it was about, you know, back along the moors, you know, about 20 years back. He's like, oh, now you mention it, I hadn't put two and two together there. Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Tell me more.
Do you say that in character? that was just...
Tell me more.
Oh, now!
What
Can't.
thing along the moors?
It's a bit before your time, actually, I think. Or if you were quite young, but, well, a couple of the local kids went missing on the moors, and, well, we never heard of them again.
How do you mean missing on the moors? As in they were playing, or?
Well, they were on a you'll remember it from the local school. There was the time that they took you out on the bogs, you know, to do all the wildlife and stuff. Well,
Okay.
it was on one of those trips, and just 3 of the kids just went up and
Oh,
gone.
I think I might have missed those trips.
Oh, possibly. Oh, sorry about that, love. It's me and my
It's
yapper
okay.
getting in the way again. Yeah, no, that just... I can't remember. Do you remember whose kids they were, Robbie? I think that was... Oh, that's right. That was, Well, one of the missing kids was, Mr. and Mrs. Rose young'un, and then the other 2 were, well, 2 of the Samuels. Oh, of course. Yeah.
What, Dr. Samuel?
Yeah, his younger siblings. Do you remember them? You would vaguely remember them. They were probably about 2 years older than you, so they would have been about 5, 6, and you would have been about 3, 4.
I mean, a little, I
How
suppose.
old is... Out of character, but how old is Dr. Samuels?
Yeah, how old is Dr. Samuels?
Did you ask him?
No.
But if his younger siblings, do I know how old he is?
So you do. He is currently in his about 30s.
You said he was my doctor for my whole life.
Yeah,
Did
that's
I?
why I was
He
confused.
can't have. Yeah, he can't have been if he was 10.
No, you're correct.
You got started very early
Does
on.
he have much younger
no,
siblings?
no.
Oh, he was
Yeah,
doing
no,
the house of his dad.
he's 40, and these were kids from his second marriage. That's right. Sorry, I haven't got his note page printed out.
Wait,
As in
As in-
a marriage that he was his.
No, as in
parents-
his parents' second marriage. His
Okay, so
dad
they're
had a second
half-
wife.
half siblings.
Yeah.
Okay,
My mistake. Sorry. Don't have the page in front of me.
I do.
bad.
That's why I'm okay.
Yes. So, yes, they're his younger. Well, they would be, your age plus 2 now, but obviously they went missing a long time ago.
Yes. Okay.
Convoluted, fucking. Yeah, no, it's convoluted, but it's.
Okay. They would if they were alive, they would be. They were okay. Were they girls too?
What? And it was the 2 twins, which was the 2 girls, and then. No, it was a boy, the other one.
Oh. Well, they must have been quite a bit younger than the girls going missing now.
Yeah, they would, but. I don't know. It's just. I get feelings, and it just. Around the town, it feels the same way. But leaving you with that, I'm going to go over to Mr. Compagnie.
compagnie.
Compagnie. And ask what he's doing for this morning.
Well, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna grab my spare glass, bring it downstairs, and get on the breakfast table. Ask for some coffee, some toast, and maybe some bacon.
It's you get down there and yeah, they provide you with although they can't provide you with the more continental dishes of maybe pastries and things, they provide you with you have a choice of a hot or cold, and so it'd be down to you. Do you want a hot or cold breakfast?
I'll just take a cold breakfast. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
so
as long as the coffee is hot.
Yep, you come. Yeah, they provide you with a large cup of coffee as well as a bowl of porridge and you also have a
Toast, please.
Yeah, they'll throw you some toast as well.
And I'd like to ask some questions as well.
Who are you asking questions to?
To whoever serves.
There's a number of people. There's a number of people serving you, but the person who took your order would have been a young girl that you noticed she was on the bar last night.
So, a few questions for you, my dear. First of all, is there a local newspaper around?
Oh, well, we don't have any broadsheets, though not local ones. There's the county sheet that would suffice, but well, sometimes the parish print out a newsletter, or which you can pick that up at the library.
And where would the library be?
Oh, it's same building as the school. It's up on. Hold on. I'm DM is looking for road name. It's up on Church Street.
Church Street, you say?
Let me
the
just
parish is close by as well.
I will take you back to the map. So, Church Street is the if you're looking at the points, it's the central, like, northern road with the church at the top.
Nearest to Blackstone Woods.
And yeah, this building here is where the library and school is.
And the parish would be up north?
Yeah.
Okay. Follow-up question. Mr. Bell, where would he be living?
Mr. Bell? I don't know, sorry.
You don't know? Okay, I'll ask around. It's alright. Can't know anything, my dear. And, constabulary, the police, please. Where would I find those?
Oh, the police house, that's down on... That's across the... right across the square. You might have seen this on the way in, but it's that building there. It's literally direct across the square from the hotel.
Shouldn't be hard to miss then. Or hard to find.
No.
Very well. And one last question. I spoke to a gentleman called Mr. Quirk last night. Would you know where I could find him today?
Today, I'm not overly sure.
His grandfather just died, so you might know somebody.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, his grandparents helped run the local grocery store. It's recently been renamed, but it's down on. It's down on West Street. You probably passed it if you came from the train station.
Kind of figured out.
It is that one there.
Very well. And Mr. Lear?
Oh, Lear of Lear Construction, you mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, well, his construction offices are here in... They're here in Priory Square. They're just if you went out the main door of the bar here and looked over your left, it'd be over there. But whether he'll be on site, we got a lot of new builds in the area.
Fair enough. I mean, it's just something I'd like to. It's somebody I'd like to speak to when he's sober. So we'll see.
All right. I hope I've been helpful.
You have, my dear. Thank you. And thank you for the coffee.
Oh, if you would, as I've asked your questions, if you would leave a comment in the comment box, you see like a little wooden box near the door of the. If you leave a comment in the comment box, I'd be might obliged. So I haven't worked here long, and I kind of want, the reputation.
I'll be sure to leave a comment in the box. Thank you very much.
Mighty candy, and she walks off.
He's got pressed to a comment card.
Yeah.
She basically just asked you to give her a review on TripAdvisor.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
But as close as she could for the period. So, now that you have all kind
The
of
one
woken
problem
up
is she
from-
never mentioned her name.
You never asked it, yeah.
Nope, I didn't. So it's gonna be hard to compliment her, but
So, you've all been introduced to your morning, and I just opened the question out now. What do you guys want to do with your day? So, for some of you that are staying for the party is not till Sunday. You've got a week ahead of you. If nobody wants to do anything in particular, we can try and skip ahead, but...
oh, no. No, sir.
How do you
just-
get away with that so easy?
So,
There is things to be asked.
I want to have a little explore around the town.
Yep.
Village.
Same.
Yep.
Small settlement and its
Okay.
surrounding area.
okay, you just want to have just a recce? You want to go on a walk?
Yeah. I didn't buy these hiking boots for nothing.
Okay, so do you want to walk from Bexley Hall to the town, or are you driving into town and then going for a walk?
I'll walk. Have an early morning walk.
Yeah,
And
no
tell the
worries.
Tell the staff that, if Lady Bexley goes looking for me, I'm somewhere nearby.
Okay. I will jump back then to two people. I'm first going to go back to Lord.
Forrest Hartwell.
Yeah, Forrest. I don't know what. Would you prefer me to call you Forrest or Lord Hartwell?
Lord Hartwell, because
Yeah. Okay. No worries.
I could go Flash Heart if you want, but
It's about 30 minutes after you've been sat into the smoking room. You've helped yourself to a glass of the brandy that's there, and you've put some tobacco. Are you a smoker?
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes. Okay. You find a couple of. They're not. You find enough tobacco to make a cigarette, and there's the stuff to make a cigarette if you'd wish one. So feel free to smoke in the room as well. When one of the staff walks in, they say, "So the chefs would like to know what you'd want for breakfast."
Bacon, eggs, sausage, toast.
Anything else? We've got more. We got.
No,
No worries.
Got more.
We've got more choices. It's, how do you have your eggs, sir?
sunny side up.
Sunny side up. And will you be having that in here, or would you like to eat in the main hall?
I'll take it in the main hall.
No worries. It will be ready in around 10 minutes, sir.
Understood.
So, at this time, Arthur, you are also in the main hall, about to have your dinner, but you're ready to go for a walk. You've put on your nice your walking boots, some khakis, a lighter shirt, a bit of a coverall as well. You've got a hat should you wish for it, and an umbrella. And yes, you sit down at the dinner table, and out from one of the smoking rooms appears a 5'8" chap that you kind of recognise, but you can't quite place where it is. Give me a... Just give me a flat intelligence roll. Let's see if you remember this. Because I don't think there is a memory skill, is there? Unless you've got a skill you can waver. Oh, you've got...
What's a social security number?
It takes you a moment, but then you realise... you've met this fella once before. You met him... The last time you saw him, though, he was a bit more bedraggled. As... you remember this situation quite fondly, because this is one of the many times you pulled the Viscount out of a silly situation and back to the trenches. This is, you recall his name, this is Forrest Hartwell. He was a ace that crash-landed in no man's land during the later years of the war, who the Viscount went and rescued. and then subsequently, whilst dragging the man out of the plane, ended up getting pinned by fire in a what do you call it, a crater hole, and then couldn't quite get the man out of the mud, so you and a number of the other lackeys hopped the line and under fire went and got him and pulled them both back to safety. But the last time you saw this man, you didn't get to see him for long because he was stretchered away.
I'm just going to stand up and say, Lord Hartwell was.
Did I sleep with your sister?
Yeah, Hartwell, you have no clue who this is.
Not to my knowledge, at least.
Mother?
No.
Aunt?
Are you a friend of the Viscount, evidently?
Yes, he saved my life once.
Drag you and him out of that sticky situation in no man's land.
Oh, that you, was it? I
Yeah,
passed out
Captain
by that point.
Byron, I just offer a hand forward. Second
Well,
buck
thank you for
knocks.
saving my life, old man.
Well, that's what I'm paid to do.
Really? Medic?
Well, the medic's more of a side gig, it seems. But no.
Medics
I was
weren't
just
really a thing in World War One's trenches as much. It was more you had a stretcher.
I'm sorry.
Okay, they're just because you'd know this, it was a stretcher bearer that would take you back to a field hospital.
Oh.
So they might have a little bit of rudimentary knowledge, but medics as you know them from World War II aren't a thing, really.
Alright.
There's a little less of me than there was last time we met, but still. I'm about to head out walking to the town. After breakfast, of course.
The village. Indeed, yes.
At this time, a number
Well,
of
if you
servants
can-
start coming out and serving the breakfasts. There's hot tea and coffee should you want it. Also, there's fresh squeezed juices.
I have a stipulation here because I
Okay.
watched a totally accurate movie about a manor house in a time that was prior to this time, and it was very, very adamant that the English are never served at breakfast. There's a spread that they can help themselves to, but even in the
that's what I mean.
top
I mean,
tier of
it's
house-
being brought out. They're not actually serving. They're just bringing it out.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Yeah.
I have a random bit of relevant knowledge.
Okay, that's fine.
Is it the one time the English aren't served?
Is that-
I applaud you for your knowledge, but I just mean they're bringing it out to the table. Because there isn't like a specific like breakfast table there. It's all on the main table, so they just bring it out and they leave.
Well, Lady Bexley won't be joining us for a while. She was well, we were at the Chesterfield, the local inn, I guess, for the town last night. So she a little hungover, it seems.
She does like her drink. And to party. Or a party.
Accurate descriptions.
That I do remember.
Lord Hartwell and Lady Bexley get on fiercely, purely for the amount that they both like to party. Shall we say?
Surprised she didn't wait for me to get here.
Party animals indeed.
And then you hear from behind you, "Well, I thought you were coming yesterday. It seems you were a bit late." You
Wasn't
look up.
late.
You look up, and she's like hanging above you on one of the not the balcony that Arthur came down, but you see there's the one with the reading nook and the little overhang, and she's looking down.
What's her first name?
Madison.
I wasn't late, Maddie. Now get down here and give me a hug.
Oh, you were such an informal sort, and it's a long way down. I'll be down in a moment. And she comes down, and she greets you, and she picks up the smallest bit of toast and eats it. Doesn't eat, kind of half eats it and puts it back on her plate. She's not much one for breakfast. She is also
Hungover.
as she walks past, she closed the shutters on the large window. Bright light. That is like directly where she was sat. Like
I just chuckled a little bit under my breath.
Oh, don't you laugh as well. Oh.
I can't promise that, unfortunately.
I think it was that Norwegian fellow's fault and kept buying drinks.
Yes, it had nothing to do with you still drinking them, of course.
Oh, of course not.
She like gives you a light slap, like.
See, this is the problem for going out without me. You've never had a hangover when you've gone out with me.
No, you are quite right. No. You're wrong. There was that time in Bombay.
That doesn't count. I joined you during the night.
Good dodge.
Anyway, as you all sort of have a lark about the breakfast table, Bobby, can I get you to make a sanity roll?
Come on, Bobby.
Is he there?
Should be.
He's muted.
He's
right?
muted on Discord.
Oh.
Bobby B.
Bobby!
Oh, no, he's there. Oh.
Oh!
Sorry, I was just there.
There's no worries. I
mean,
need
no
to
worries, but-
change.
Cthulhu joined you at your table.
Oh my.
So
Can we have a drink?
you're sat in the cafe, and you're just reading the paper when originally you think it's the sun coming through the window, and this is a bit more epic than I thought it was going to be. I'm sorry, I'm a bit taken aback by the music.
Very intense.
You first think it's the light, and it kind of makes you glance towards the window, like from behind your paper. And I'm going to have to change that because that's definitely the wrong track. There we go. This is the one.
in this cafe.
A load of Bosch busted through the door and start stabbing people with
And
the pickle holes.
you start, and where you look exactly is towards your grandfather's old shop, and it brings back the memories of your yesteryears, where in your childhood you would have, well, not your childhood, your late teens, where just before the war, where you would have come down and visited and spent some precious hours with your grandfather, and it's one of those things that just you don't feel sad about it, but it feels cold. And then you start to hear, in the back of your mind, you think at first, Bobby. And then you put the paper down, and outside the window, you see the face of your grandfather. He's standing there.
I'm going to very suddenly stand up and probably spill my tea.
You spill.
Dead.
Okay,
Is his grandfather dead? I missed that part.
Yeah, he died.
Okay.
You spill the tea, and
That's why he's dead.
instinctively,
I was like, why is this weird?
instinctively, you look down and you look back up.
I thought his granddad was just at the window and he's like, oh my god, why are you here? Why are you out of bed yet?
You instinctively, you look down at the tea and then look back up, and he's gone. And you now look around, and a lot of people in the cafe are looking at you. And until one of the staff comes and starts to clean up the tea, and asks if you want another one.
Please, yes. Sorry about that. Just,
Yeah,
Yes.
you take 2 sanity points of damage.
Quick question.
whatever.
Aren't you supposed to roll above on sanity, not below?
No, you roll above intelligence for sanity.
No, it's not the other one.
No. He did succeed, but
Oh, I see. Oh,
it could
okay.
have been a lot worse.
It just things are going bad, so I saw red and I was like, oh no.
Okay, yeah, no, just as a reminder to the players, sanity is the only one where you need to roll high, because you've got to try if a sanity check is what is known as successful, that's when you fail it.
Right,
Right.
but you can still lose sanity even if you failed it like he did.
Yes, yeah. It's still
You
possible.
will still lose points. Okay.
So, for example, just to take this out of context right now, I won't go into too many reasons why, but for example, because this is a recent bereavement, no matter what, it's gonna fuck with you a little bit.
Yeah, same with me, because I failed the roll, but I still lost a point of sanity.
Exactly.
And if I succeeded the roll, I would have lost a lot more sanity, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Check. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. So it's something that just always hits.
Not
More or
always.
less.
Sometimes you'll get away with it, but
Okay.
this was specific, shall we say?
Yeah. Kind of.
But yeah, he's no longer there. Sophie.
Sit down, finish this next cup of tea, and then probably wander over to the greengrocers and go inside and just sort of reminisce.
Yeah, no worries. You feel a bit unnerved. You feel a little bit unnerved by the whole ordeal of just seeing someone who is dead, and you've been going through the things. You think maybe it was just a trick of the light and not waking up properly and something playing on your mind, but it leaves you feeling a little bit, I'm not sure how to react here, like, in terms of everything. It's just, it makes you fade out more than read. That you can't, like, concentrate on your paper anymore, and you finish the tea, but it's not quite the comfortable morning you were expecting anymore, shall we say.
No, not really.
But anyway, I open this back up to the party, who have now all finished their breakfast, some of whom are walking into town. Just shout out at me if you want to do something.
Well, I finished my breakfast, so I want to cross the square and walk into the police station.
Okay, you're heading to the police station. Anyone else doing anything?
Well, sure.
I'm still learning names. I'm assuming Captain Arthur Byron was the one I was having breakfast with?
Yes.
Well, the captain was wandering into town, so I will wander with him as a fellow soldier who we can reminisce about our times.
No worries. Yeah,
During
that's,
the war
that's
and
absolutely fine.
since.
Basically fill him in on what's happened the night before.
Yeah, you get exposition dumped, apparently, and also you put on your hiking boots and prepare for a walk. The walk will probably take you about an hour, because it's just a long country road with no pavement. Or you can cut across some fields, maybe take some time, maybe not.
Cut across some fields.
Yeah, okay, no worries.
Is it like a navigate check or just?
Yeah, give me a navigate check.
All right.
If you can cross this field in 9 seconds, you're good, because the bull does it in 10.
I do a speed of 9. Is that measuring like how many? Okay. Just,
While they
That's
do
always
that,
probably-
anybody else doing anything in particular?
I'm gonna.
Shop.
Artemis,
towards
you're
me.
coming into town.
Yes.
Okay, Robbie will drive you in his car.
Oh, okay.
Give you a lift in. Soapy, you were...
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to my friend Jessica's house. and
Yes,
check
of
up
course
on
you
her.
can. You know that she lives on... she lives on Glade Road.
Mhm.
Which, I believe, if I follow my thing correctly, is north of East Street. Oh no, she's not on Glade Road. She is on Marta Avenue, which is east of Borough. It is. You see, there's
fucking
this
Metal
little,
Street, eh?
there's this little avenue across here. It's like it's a little. Yeah, it's there. She lives around there.
Like a crucifixion plaza just around the corner.
For
All the
the
death
street
metal
name.
band names.
No.
Immolation End.
Oh, screw you. Yeah, so you head that way. Artemis is coming to town. Borgvard, what are you doing for the day?
how far is it to my hot air balloon nest area where it's
About 50 miles.
so it's a bit of a so it's a day trip.
I mean, in your car. Oh, you don't have a car, do you? Not with you. Not with you.
You can buy one.
You'd have to find a car that would take you. In a car, it would take you probably about an hour, because you know it's not top speed of today, but
Who
it's
the hell
not slow
drove me
either.
here in the first place? I don't remember who that was.
The hotel.
The hotel paid someone.
They picked you up, basically.
If you don't remember the name, give me an intelligence check, and I will see if you remember it.
Hang on, let me see if I remember the name of my driver.
I remember the name of your driver.
Dennis.
Yep,
It was
it's Dennis. Yeah.
Where's Dennis? I want to find Dennis.
You want to try and find Dennis? Okay, no worries.
Where is my Dennis?
At least it's not Steven.
You want to find Dennis? No worries. Okay, so
I have notes.
by the time you finish your morning, Artemis, it's probably about 9 in the morning. By the time you get to town, what shops were you heading to?
The wool shop.
Oh, you're going to the wool shop.
I mean, I'll probably also go to the bakery, and I might stop by the bookshop.
Okay, there isn't a specific bookshop in town.
Is there a shop that sells books?
Not in town, but we do have a library.
I might go there.
There's a place where you can steal books.
Yeah, there's a place where you can get
No.
books for free.
I would never.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
know
goodness.
that. So okay, you want to go to? No worries, that's all very doable. You know all those places are. But first, we will go to the police station with Willem.
Yes. I'm assuming I can just walk in.
Yeah. There's
Open
a
door policy?
front desk. Yeah, you approach to. You walk in, and it's a very sort of. It's a tiled room. It's like white tile. Metro tile kind of esque, but bigger slabs with a black tile floor, very tactile, very easily cleanable, and in front of it is a high pedestaled desk, so you don't quite have to look up for it, but a normal person would kind of have to tilt to look up because the desk is probably about your shoulder level,
fair enough.
and then the gentleman is like slightly above you.
Good morning.
Hold on. Oh, good morning to you, sir. Can I do anything for you?
I'd like to ask some questions, if that's possible.
I can see you're new here, and I suppose I've got some time. Take my eyes off the paperwork. What can I do for you?
Well, first of all, I helped one of your constables restrain a certain person last night. I was hoping I could either speak to him if he's still contained, or if you could give me direction to where he is right now.
Oh, Mr. Lear never got brought here last night. He was taken home. But
Oh, he was taken home. Okay, fair enough.
I believe most of our officers are out on the search at the moment. Who was it that dealt with Mr. Lear? I haven't got my...
George,
it was
I believe.
George and... Yeah, and George and Fred.
Fred, right, yes.
Yeah, no, they're both currently out on the search. I can leave a note for you to get in touch. Who's asking?
Willem Compagnie. I'm a
Okay.
reporter.
Right.
So do you know anything else about the missing girls? I'm assuming you're currently looking for Miss Lear? Mrs. Lear? Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Do you
I always
have...
mix this-
Okay, unless you don't have any... Unless you have a skill you can levy to persuade this person, give me a... Give me an appearance check, unless you have something like quick talk or persuade. Any points in that?
Ooh. That was a 35 and that's gonna fail then. Okay.
Unfortunately, sir, department policy, I'm not allowed to talk to the press.
Fair enough.
What paper is it you write for?
I usually write for AP, sir.
Oh, what now?
Associated Press.
Oh, right. Foreign. Got it, yeah.
Well, worldwide, yes.
Damn foreigners.
Well, I think that's obvious that I'm foreign, so...
Bloody foreign reporters stealing our stories.
Took her story.
Right, is there any news about Miss Franklin as well? And if not, would you care to at least point me to her parents?
Give me another persuade. It's different enough that I'll allow a different roll.
I mean, you could try and fast talk, but it's exactly the same point, so...
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try persuade again. Oh, that's even worse.
So if you keep pressing me, I'm going to have to escort you out of the building.
I'm only asking questions. I'm not pushing you to do anything. If you do not want to help me, that's fine.
Are you... Okay, what's your intention with that sentence? I need to know because you fumbled a moment ago. Are you intending to continue your line of questioning? I am asking.
No, I'm backing off.
Oh, okay. You then escort yourself out of the building, shall we?
Yes.
Before a number of constables may have appeared.
I mean, all the constables are out, so it's just a guy behind the desk. That's not the issue.
Well, he's not the only one in the building, but all the ones you need are... Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
And,
right,
fumbles... You're lucky that happened in a situation where you could get out of it, shall we say?
Yeah. Well, I'll be heading for the library then.
Okay. Yeah. No worries.
Oh, before I leave, so one last question.
He's just
and
shaking
I
his
hope
head.
that is public knowledge. Where's the cemetery?
I'm looking for a fresh corpse.
Why do you want to know where the cemetery is?
This is pure directional questioning. Yes, it's a nice
Up at
way
the
to know.
church.
Ah, thank you.
Technically a graveyard, not a cemetery, because there's a
Yeah, same
church.
difference.
There's a difference?
Yeah, there is.
Cemeteries
What's the difference?
Cemeteries don't have a temple with them, or a church, or a place of worship.
Cemeteries are also usually not baptized.
Denomination?
Yeah.
Also not that, yeah.
Yeah. So cemetery will not have a church or a temple or whatnot, whereas a graveyard, churchyard, any of those is one that's directly connected to a place of worship.
Mm-hmm. And mostly the grounds are sanctified.
Yes.
Or at least baptized in one way or another. But yeah.
They're normally denominational to whatever the church
Yeah,
is.
like a hose with holy water.
Yeah, basically.
He just got like
So baptized.
Oh
my God.
His blessing.
I like the idea that he's just like they've got like a bucket that they just keep. There's got a bucket.
They water the grounds with it. They just,
Yeah.
you know, when they
It's
don't
just
have
a guy with a
nozzle,
bucket, like dipping a Bible in it and then splashing it. Dipping, splashing it.
And Scott's like, oh, I'm about to. Counting Latin as he does it.
Oh Christ!
Just a cross-shaped cross-shaped.
Okay. Yeah, it points up the hill.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'll be heading towards the library then.
Right. And he just goes back to his paperwork. You sense not a very happy bunny. It is about this time that Willem, you notice Artemis leaving the bakery. She's placed her order and she's going to collect her daily required bread and such on her way out of town, but she's placed her order and she's going to do a bit more shopping. And you notice her go up towards Church Road.
So basically also towards the library.
You don't know that's where the library is.
I do, because I asked.
Did you?
Yes, I asked about the library. I asked about the church.
Oh, you asked about the
Otherwise-
churchyard, not the
And
library.
the library.
He answered on the churchyard, but...
No, I also asked about the library because he said I asked first
Yeah, and
for a
he said...
newspaper, and then he said, "Well, the library might have it."
Oh no! Yes, no. The
Right.
girl in the girl in thing told you.
Yes.
The library might have one.
But
that's
no,
true.
that's okay. That's not the policeman. No.
The girl
Yeah,
in
that's-
thing.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
The girl in thing.
I was gonna say the
girl.
policeman didn't say where the library was. I was like, what?
No, she did
Yes,
tell me where the
okay.
library was.
My mistake. Yeah.
Nope.
No, that's fine. You see, she's heading towards.
Bold
the
of
library.
you to assume I would go there first.
What the
What,
bakery?
the bakery?
Yeah.
Well, I just
Fresh bread? I mean,
narrative.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's fine.
Trying to move it along. But at that point, we're gonna take our break because I am way over time.
yes.
So we'll take a midpoint break here just to go refresh, grab water, grab drinks. We'll join us back in about 5-10 minutes.
Alrighty then.
Incredibly tangled
bring us back
headphones.
in.
After I packed them badly, but coming back from uni.
Ha, ha.
So now if I try and move my head any more than this, I just get like, choked out by it.
Fair. Yeah, it's just it was one of those things. Is like normally I'm the one that's checking for the time for Roach, but now I'm doing the talking thing. I've got no one checking for me. So if you could do that on Saturdays, that'd be great. Thanks.
Yeah, I will as well, mate.
I'm
Cheers.
sure this alarm will totally confuse me. Like when I'm on holiday, I was like, "What the? Why am I doing this now?" It's on a hill somewhere.
to remind you that Cthulhu is coming.
I do not want to know that when I'm on a hill on my own somewhere in southwest Wales.
He knows. Annoyingly, I don't have any image on the stream on my tablet. It's just my tablet.
Alas, I can't pay attention to chat because my internet doesn't like Twitch for some reason. Just doesn't like it.
Zay, I'm lost without you. Yeah, I really am.
What did I miss?
Zay just says, I'm lost without him, and I am. I need more Finland in my life.
Oh, I see.
I don't know what it was in reference to, but I just think I need more Zay in my life. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah. Oh, look at Chico. What a comfy boy.
Oh god, you have no idea. He was pretty loud when he returned home.
Yeah, I bet.
Alas, I can't bring my dog out because she's too busy being old and sleeping.
So she's slightly heavier, can't quite lap down.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I could get her in my lap. She wouldn't be comfortable, but I could do it.
Would you be comfortable though? That's the question.
Oh god, no! I'd be in extreme pain, but you know. At this point, being like injured by animals is just something I've gotten used to.
It's worth though. I mean,
Well, I don't know. That donkey bite fucking hurt when I was a 6-year-old.
I mean, fair.
Is that your toy now?
You only think it's your toy.
Look at her. She's so excited.
Now, I got it. You gave it to me. It's my toy. Toy. Who's toy?
That dog is bigger than Ben.
It's a good toy too. High quality toy.
Probably heavier.
That dog's bigger and heavier than both Bens.
Probably.
Oh, she got me. Oh, she just got me now.
Oh, Shadza, you're completely correct, but let me check that. That's because I think one of the last streams I did was D&D and it auto changed to it. Give me a moment. Tabletop
See, that's the one we want. We don't want Ben.
Yeah, exactly. This is why we watch Ben anyway.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, look at her. She's the new Borkvard.
Yeah.
So what does that make Leah?
I don't know. Ben's missing hand?
Really offensive jokes I'm just stowing away. Never be
I mean, that was about as because I don't think they can hear me too well.
Nope. At all, I think.
Still don't want to say it.
Yep. It's alright.
Just bury that deep.
That's what she said.
This is what I get for not making the offensive jokes. Someone else just makes them.
Insanity setting is it the same creature?
It's rolls for sanity for sure.
Dog. Oh yeah. You keep doing that.
I don't know. I think dogs being around just probably up your sanity, really.
Oh yeah, that's true. This is a sanity recovery mechanism. This is the midpoint in sanity.
After all.
That dog just allows everything. It's glorious.
I need some. Where's my sounds? I think I need less mysterious piano for now. I hate how quick. I hate how it. Just gonna put it on quietly in the background.
Penny's just like, oh.
I need to make sure I've uploaded more of the jazz. Because I've only got that one. Give me a moment. I'll do that while we're on the break.
Initiate smooth jazz.
Yeah, Penny will be playing Borkvard for the rest of the campaign.
Your toy. It's your toy?
Documents. What folder? You're in that folder, aren't you?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
We'll just leave this boy over here.
Where's the uploader?
Yeah, no.
I don't care now. I'm in your seat. I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's not what I want. Ah, there it is. Manage audio. It was off the tracks.
Thankfully, Chico is slightly more manageable in this regard.
Yeah, fantastic. So, for those who are waiting in chat, I hope you've enjoyed the first half. We are currently on our little break, interlude, where we just grab some water and we just wait for all the players to get back. Feel free to ask any questions.
I did make my drink, but I didn't grab my drink. That's smart.
Well, I think one player is running for Ben and Jerry's, if I know her correctly.
Could well be. That's actually also a good idea.
What are you talking about?
I had my ice cream before the stream.
You had your ice cream before the stream. What flavour was it?
It was a
Silly dog. Who's that dog?
a Magnum-esque.
Oh,
ice cream.
okay. Was it like a co-op own brand Magnum, or are we going like?
No, it's Nui. It's
Ooh.
the brand.
Oof,
Macadamia and caramel.
nice.
Laptop keeps going.
I'm
to
not
sleep.
saying we should have the rest of the stream just be watching Ben play with his dog.
I mean,
You just got... Is that your chair
Just that
now?
we could.
she's just taken the chair.
Oh.
Kazoo, there's a question in chat for you.
Oh, what's that? Hang on.
What kind of dog do you have?
I have a black Labrador Retriever. She's a 10-year-old dog called Purdy. I would bring her up, but she's asleep. And literally can't get onto my bed without help anymore, so, you know.
Penny is all settled in. She does not look like she wants to move.
No, we got that impression already.
You got a second chair, or like...
No, I do, actually, behind the green screen over there.
You may want to have to pull that up, because I don't think she's gonna move. We already discussed it, and you will get 5 free points of sanity per dog.
Oh, dog boy. Dog boy.
Hey, therapy animals exist.
Yeah, I mean, probably not in the period. And she did get the ice cream!
Auntie. Good job, you found the two most predictable things
Were
ever.
you placing bets?
Nah,
we
Because
never
it was
do
a
that,
short
Aaron.
thing.
We never do
Yeah,
that,
sure,
Aaron.
totally, yeah.
Yes, I will ice cream. It's,
Right.
I had to wait for it to.
Now that
soften,
everybody
sorry.
is back, are we ready to continue?
indeed.
Yes.
You wanna go work with mommy? You wanna go get a puppuccino?
Okay,
I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I need a moment. This
Yeah, I
is
know.
too cute.
Shh. We're
Oh, you
enjoying...
missed 5 minutes of this.
Yeah, she's been up here for a while.
Mommy's making a
Look at
You have a
her.
sneeze.
You just sneeze on your microphone.
Yeah, she did.
That dog is so pampered. Look at her. There's more love than I got from my entire... That's not true.
I don't know if I want to be her or if I want her. Like,
Oh, hiccup.
Right, so if we're all ready, let's get on, shall we?
Indeed.
So, for just in case some people have just joined us in the break, we have finished off with our investigators doing some daily chores. 2 of whom are heading to the library, 2 of whom have just arrived from walking into town. Another is walking round town, and 1 is frantically searching for the driver that brought him in the evening.
Can we call the driver Penny?
No, the driver's got a name. His name's Dennis. Just
Yeah, Dennis.
Is this surname
Boltvar
Penny?
didn't ask anything else about him, so
Porkfur doesn't need to know.
and
anything
doesn't
else
have a
about
full grasp of the English language. So it's gonna be great. So yes, what is everybody doing?
it. To get more
Well, as I
into the frame.
see, hang on. I'm bad at words tonight. As I see Artemis Sheffield, or Miss Sheffield in this case,
Yes.
I will approach her and greet her.
She's heckin' shocked when a giant just like turns up and approaches her, and then she recognizes you from the night before. She's very flustered. No one really introduced you, I don't think. I don't think you introduced
Not really.
yourself.
No. Oh,
How are you? Are you just approaching me? Are you gonna say something?
I will approach you from a distance, but I will wave.
That's
and,
way too happy. Sorry.
I was gonna say, are we in a camp right now?
Wait, what?
I'm just gonna like step in time.
It's also way too early for this.
And that's how we beat the Jerrys.
If you want me to do a two-step, Jesus, buy me lunch first. Anyway, no, I will wave and I will call her.
By name?
Well, yeah, I did pick up the name last night.
Oh god.
Okay,
name,
so
please.
now she's very concerned because, as I said, no one introduced us.
No, but
she
I
kind
will
of
introduce myself.
Tentatively waves back, but she's sort of like looking around as if maybe there's anyone else that could perhaps exist in this situation to stop this from being as awkward as it's about to be.
Good morning.
There's no one to help.
I'm sorry, I am too fucking distracted right now.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to focus, but I'm just
Anyone
like,
that's if I ever get round to making this a podcast version, anyone listening is like, what the fuck? There's dogs? Because obviously I've cut out the whole middle section as well. So they're just like, what are they distracted by? For those who are listening, Ben's put his dog in his chair, and
The dog won't move.
the Magnus family unit is currently playing with the pooch. And the pooch
Well,
is
did you guys
like,
see the picture I just put in Discord?
no, because my Discord's like
It's from
covered
my
up.
point of view. It's what she looks like right now from my point of view.
oh my goodness.
It looks like the little pooch is trying to type.
Yeah.
Ah! Why?
She is so precious. and
Anyway,
I-
get it together,
I'm-
people. This is serious, dark
Babe.
table.
If you switch the scene over, you could show him the picture from Discord.
No, I can't because all of my cameras are Discord.
Don't worry about it. I've got it.
I mean, I can bring it up on my phone and like hold it to the screen.
You know what's the best part about it too is it's a still picture, so you can't see her tail just sitting there doing this slowly.
Right.
Basically, she's really sweet. We all
Um,
love her.
Second.
My
I want
views
to
have gone
meet
up,
her.
so hey.
Quick, find
There you
more
go.
dogs.
People on
One moment.
people on my stream can now see the picture of the dog.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, I
So if you want to see it, you have to come across to Rival Zone Game on YouTube.
But you won't get all my
Twitch.
nice fancy graphics if you do that.
But you
let's
do get
face it.
dogs.
Yeah, but you get a picture of a really cute dog.
I mean,
That's-
you've got a live dog
Yeah,
here.
Well,
it's a
I'm
live
sold.
stream dog.
Okay.
Like it's just a
I'm
different
sold.
angle of the dog that's on my thing. Sorry. Right. Anyway, so yes, you two have approached each other.
Good morning. I don't think we've been properly introduced last night. Willem computing.
Put the ice cream down. Sorry, we're doing hard
Yep.
roleplay. I'll get into it.
I mean, you've both got ice creams. Maybe there was a vendor in town. Fuck if I know at this point.
So that's why we met.
There was an ice cream van, like tinkling little Cthulhu tunes.
Okay, that
Well,
will.
I'm gonna
get me.
Google if ice cream vans were a thing in the 20s.
Probably not. We've already established there's no such thing as like a normal
I mean,
freezer.
we could-
Anyway,
we could barely get ice, so
exactly. No, I don't think we were.
Oh, we're 5 years away from them, guys. 1929.
Damn
that's
it.
a shame.
Can we just like not skip the party? Let's just skip 5 years.
Yeah, but the time skip.
5 years
Let's
later.
do a quick run up of like everything that's happened in the town.
Okay.
We've not moved.
There's been 12 more murders. No, so,
Freeze frame.
and the Wall Street crash happened.
Oh yeah, that is definitely something that's happening. But anyway, yes. Yes, I was heading up to the library. I wanted to see a bit more about the history of this village and its inhabitants. And maybe some newspapers from the past as well.
Oh, what a coincidence. I was actually, well, heading for a similar reason.
Oh, well, if you'd like me, allow me to accompany you.
There's this fear in her eyes. You know, there's no way out. Well, I suppose it makes sense if we're both going the same way.
Very well. I will adjust my pace.
But the dog.
Ben, please don't do this.
I'm listening.
But she's distraction.
I'm just glad I don't have to do anything right now. I can just look at the dog.
Right, okay. You two progress towards Church Street. As you two leave the square, entering the square, we have Arthur and Lord
Flashheart.
Is it like a just missed kind of thing, or do they like?
I
see us
almost
leave?
Freudian slipped and said Farquaad.
Oh my god, that's very different.
But no, we have Lord Hardwell. And this is you enter the town. Hardwell, this is the first time you've seen the town, and Byron, this is the first time you've seen the town in daylight, or true daylight, and it's a mixed bag of newer and older build cottages. There's cottages, townhouses, the very large hotel / public house complex. There's a stone brick police station across the way with a slate roof. There's a number of thatched roofed not barn conversions, but yeah, you know, the white built. I can't remember the style, but
Tudor, like the
yes,
white.
it's like with the Tudor cladding, not where they're full Tudor, but there's Tudor clad houses.
Okay.
With numerous things, and it's a swell little town. There's the pavement in the centre of the square is cobblestone.
Can I sit down?
And there is a large statue in the centre.
Do we spot the other two like leaving the square, or just like
Not quite. You do see Bobby across the way, but he's heading in the he's heading out of the square down towards one of the side streets.
So I just turn to I'm also not nearly 4 years for slipping every time. I turn to Lord Hartwell. Yes, this is the town square.
You don't say.
I assume you probably entered quite loudly, just swapping war stories, or just like.
Well, I mean, it's not overly loud.
I had a whole idea for that, but I wasn't.
A lot of hand movements and all that.
Yes. Yes, I was just here to sort of have a look around, so I don't know what you'd prefer to do. I think I saw someone.
I have no idea where I am.
Oh.
I expected to see my friend.
Yeah, emergency businesses.
Maybe have a night of wild parties with old Maddie, but no, apparently.
You may have to wait another night for that. For all her drinking, her tolerance was never impressive.
Just to say, you both know that Maddie is working from home today. She went up to her office.
Yeah. Well, I think I recognise someone I met last night in the Chesterfield, going that direction.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just gotta, I don't know, point.
Lead on, Captain.
Are you following Bobby?
I will follow Bobby, yes.
Yeah,
Follow
okay.
the horribly disfigured man.
Oh, look, someone I recognise, that way!
So Bobby, you get to your friend's house on Marta, and you knock on her door, and there is no answer.
Is there a also is it not like a terraced house, or is there a way
Semi-detached.
detached?
You give me a spot hidden, or any skills you think searching would apply. I'm going to have to refresh my roll 20. Hold on a moment. I've got a black box that won't close.
Got your tongue.
I see the house. That's about it.
Oh no.
What did you get? Yeah, you see that.
46.
You don't see you think that you could get in, but you might have to hop a couple of people's gardens, which you're not quite wanting to do in daylight in the middle of a town.
I probably wouldn't do that anyway. I'll go knock on next door.
Okay. Yep. You knock on next door, and a gentleman opens the door. He's probably late 50s. He's in a button-down shirt. He's got a cardigan that looks knitted on. He looks at you, and you do recognize this man. He's someone that's come into the shop before or when you've been heard. This is Mr. Rowe.
Mr. Rowe.
What's this? Yes, can I help you?
Yeah, good morning. I was just checking in on my my friend's store, Jessica. Have you heard anything?
Thank you, Penny.
I
Oh,
was supposed to meet.
she said she might stop by.
Good girl.
Yeah, Jessica took herself and the kids out of town. I believe she's a bit spooked about the whole situation. She said to let you know if I saw you.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Oh, my condolences on your grandfather, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've had a rather strange day.
Do you want to come inside for a cuppa?
Yeah, that'd be very nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. He leads you inside. You enter, and it's a carpeted living room area. With a window where you can see right through to the kitchen. It's kind of average, quite humble. No, nothing much there. It's a little bit of a mess, honestly. There. Give me a psychology check if you have any training in psychology or anything similar.
I don't have psychology. I really don't have the base level for that.
Okay. Well, give me a base level one anyway. You might have realised this before. This is not a hard thing.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, you rolled a 6, so you get the impression that there hasn't been the touch of a woman to this house in quite some time. There's a few knickknacks that sort of explain that, but it's not overly clean, and it's not as cared for anymore. But that's all you get, and he comes back with a cup of tea, a little bowl with a teaspoon and some sugar and some bits already milked, and yeah, so.
Right.
So how long you back in town for? Just for the funeral?
Yeah, on Wednesday at the moment, but see how things go. Certainly here for the funeral.
Is it an open funeral? Others allowed to come?
Certainly, everyone's welcome.
All right, I'll come pay my respects.
Thank you.
Your grandfather serves this town for quite a few years. It would be wrong to see him go without it.
Yeah. Yeah, this whole thing that people are missing is a nasty business, isn't it? Have you heard anything else about that?
No.
Would he, as a local, know about Mr. Rowe's history?
Soapy himself, probably not, because he's from up north and he's just, any time that he's been down, it's been to visit grandparents and do a little bit of odd work for his grandparents in the store.
Okay.
And it's not exactly like he's been around the town enough to know all the gossip, especially any gossip that might have been acquaintance 20 years ago. His grandparents only lived in the town, what did I say, 10 years, did I say? Soapy?
I'm not sure. I don't think I've written it down. They've not been here for a while, though. They moved down here.
I think they moved down here in the last 10 years, literally on the outbreak of the war, or just before, and helped set up the grocery shop in town. Not set up, but took over, so to speak. So no, I don't think you'd be well aware of the deeper backstory to Mr. Rowe, but you notice something's off about him when you mentioned the goings on in town. He says, "Oh, I just hear a couple of the kids have gone missing."
Yeah, no, I hear that too. I was at Chesterfield last night, and bloke Arnie had a few too many. Started going on about
Mr. Lear. Yeah, one of his kids is missing.
He said something about a Stephen Bell. You know anything about that?
Does he think Stephen Bell's done it?
I don't know. All I heard was the ravings of a drunken man, but that name was mentioned.
Stephen Bell's the local loner. Bit of a creep, if you ask me.
Okay. Yeah, well, probably once I finish the tea, I'll probably just excuse myself and sort of make my way out.
Yeah, all right. No, I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah, see ya.
And you leave, and as you exit the house, you see two gentlemen, and I will say gentlemen, standing there in walking clothes in the middle of the town, kind of in the middle of this small. It's not really a full road. It's not like you could get a cart down it. It's more a footpath road, between the two main tracks, and it's one of those. They're just kind of looking up at the buildings, a bit lost.
British tourist in a foreign country, look.
Yeah.
Do you know the way?
Do you speak English?
Morning, gents. Arthur, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You, Bobby, if I'm correct?
That's correct. Yes.
Yes, I'd sort of motion to Lord Forrest. Bobby, this is Lord Forrest, another old friend of another old military person. Also staying with the same person I am.
Pleased to meet you, Lord Forrest.
Bobby, wasn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, he helped me. He helped me break up a small fight last night, as I've told you.
Man of action. Excellent.
I think help was a bit of a strong word. I sort of just yes.
I've just realised we've got the trifecta of armed forces in a street at the moment. We've got the Army, Air Force, and Navy. Well, Proto-Air Force. We didn't have an Air Force.
You got some nutters in a plane.
What am I, chopped liver? I don't count for anything?
You're not in the street!
Well, you were chopped somewhere.
You're also not part of the British Army.
Yeah.
In any way.
Russian.
So what brings you gentlemen down this way?
Oh, we were just having a look around the village. As I prefer to have a little bit of an explore myself.
Yeah, well, it's my friend's house down here. They're supposed to be meeting her yesterday. Looks like she's left town.
Yes. Any idea why? Or
her neighbour, Mr. O, there says something to do with these people going missing.
Oh, that's understandable at least.
Yeah, no, I can't say I blame her. If I had kids, I'd probably get out. So.
But yes, we were just having
missing.
Yeah. As far as I know, there's one of the was it Arnie's daughter. I'm not reading it down.
Yes, two local girls. Past few weeks.
One of them was yesterday, or not long after yesterday.
Yeah, one was yesterday. Well, one was It's technically no. Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday.
So yesterday was the first
Yesterday
day
they
of
found
being.
out that she was missing.
Yeah, yesterday was the full day of being missing. She went missing the late evening the day before.
Now it seems as though they're here to stay. Oh,
I'm gonna go see that tomorrow.
yesterday.
Singing the Beatles.
Suddenly.
Oh god, here we go.
Yes, I recognise
That's my
this.
favorite. It's my favorite Beatles song.
Sips in lack of culture.
That and 8 days a week.
I like Obladio Bladar myself.
It's gotta be Hey Jude.
I mean, if you don't have a favorite Beatles song, you're just a communist, right?
Unless it's back in the...
What about both?
What about both? Back in the USSR.
Boris Rigby.
Anyway, so yeah. Rival, they inform you that 2 of the local girls have gone missing. 1 2 weeks ago, 1 just 2 days ago.
Ah.
Yeah, very strange.
I'm assuming the police are investigating.
Well, I'd hope so. Can't imagine they have much else work. They have much else work to do in a quiet country village like this. I mean, we could certainly go ask, but
Speeding tickets.
Any trouble with them swans then?
They can only give me speeding tickets if they can catch me.
Hold on, I need to check when the national speed limit came into play because I don't think it was in yet.
No, it wasn't. No, because it was a Jag that went 160 miles an hour down the M1, and there was a big hoo-ha about the Jag going 160 miles an hour down the M1. That's where they used to test the Jags on their top speed.
I mean, you know.
April 1977, so we got a while.
Whoa!
That's 50 years of speeding, gentlemen. That's a lot of drag races.
That's an amazing toy.
Yes, I mean,
Oh no, that was an increase. Oh, my bad.
Is that your toy?
It was
Or
set as
just my-
60.
Yeah. Hey, we got big toy.
I think it's safe to say we got time to drive like dickheads for a while.
Road Traffic Act 1934. You've got a while. You've got 10 years.
10 years. 10 good years. But yes, we were just passing through, really, and thought it would be pertinent to say hello.
Sorry, I lost the last section of that there. My laptop keeps going to sleep.
Yeah, mine's been doing that a lot. It's... We
Yeah.
were just saying hello as we passed through.
Oh well. Yeah.
I dropped it.
So, you... Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, Arnie, the other day, was saying something about Stephen Bell, and apparently he's
He did, didn't he?
somewhat of a loner. That's strange.
So, I don't suppose you happen to know where he lives.
I don't think I do. I've written it down, but I don't think my character knows where he lives.
You do, because you heard in conversation where he lived last night. So,
Yeah, he's,
Oh yeah, I was asking
he's
a
up on
question.
East Street then.
yeah. He lives
Oh.
on the house right on the end of East Street. Which, although for some reason it hasn't processed, this building here isn't a large building. It's a set of, like, it's a little collection of houses. So that's not one big building on the map. There's like
can you ping again?
a...
Right.
Delayed.
Oh, sorry, that... Yeah. Yeah, so that there is a collection of houses, like, almost a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
So you...
Do you think there's any I don't know the man myself, and I think it's safe to say Lord Hartwell doesn't either, but do you think there's any, I don't know, truth behind that Mr. Lear's accusations?
I mean, as far as I've heard, he's a bit of a loner. Mr. Robot there seems to think he's a bit of a strange one as well, but other than that, I couldn't really say.
There's any damning evidence, but
No.
I mean, we could go ask him some questions, but well,
Why not?
I mean, I've
Not that there's much else to do in this town.
Well, I've already tried the alcohol. As much as
I'll
the
do
holidays
that
I
tonight.
have.
First, I've tried the alcohol. Now it's time to interrogate the local populace. Okay.
Oh, that's also your holiday plan.
Priorities.
The passing fancies of the British aristocracy.
Hey, new money.
That's true. So okay,
giant
you
new
you three head off to the end of East Street to see if you can find where Mr. Stephen Bell lives. But Borgvard, what are you doing, sir? You are currently looking for Dennis. Yes.
I assume I'm basically wandering the town aimlessly looking for this man.
Yep. So you're walking back down Church Street. You'd walked all the way up
I
to
need
the
to figure
church.
out how to get to the aerodrome, and I can't find Dennis.
So you did what you would normally do kind of in Norway, and you went to the highest point of town. So naturally you walked up the hill to the churchyard, turned round and looked back at the town to get yourself like a survey of the land. You didn't go all the way up to the church unless you want to.
No, I don't. I think I just go up high enough to be able to get a good
you can
vantage
see over
point.
the houses. Maybe not over the school, but you can see over houses. And yeah,
Specifically, just looking for Dennis. I'm a man. I'm out of my
it's
element
it's
here.
a British village, and you see a number of cars in the distance. Maybe one of them was Dennis's. Dennis's
like
car.
the fanciest car around. I can also like keep an eye out for that because I figure if I find that, I find Dennis, or I can just take the car.
It wasn't
and go to town.
it wasn't a very fancy car. It was a very average car, in about
my
the
bad.
one of three colors that is available in
What?
that
Matte black, black and shiny black?
matte black.
Periwinkle, mauve.
I don't know about matte cars at this time. They only had one
no,
kind
it's
of metal,
it's
didn't
black, grey, and dark blue were your choices for that particular model.
So do I see either Dennis or that?
Surely at night
particular
they
car?
all-
Give me
Look the
a
same.
spot hidden check. Go for it.
Oh, is this stuff's hidden? You say?
He's just like looking over the town. He's gonna eagle eye down.
If he rolls a 1, he
Like
might.
Assassin's Creed, he's just like gonna see Dennis's shape moving through.
The cars are going quite fast as well.
You see a village with a couple of cars running around it. It's not a great vantage point, but it's a vantage point. It's a nice view.
I mean, it's no northern.
Oh
it's no
god,
fjord.
it's no fjord, but
Yeah, exactly.
not enough rolling hills and elk. But
I think that in lieu of finding that, I would meander towards the telegraph office to try to see if there was any communiques.
okay. As you're walking down the hill, you see walking towards you a very large Dutchman that you remember from the night before, and a much shorter lady that you remember giving your coat to.
I'm like, I think over a foot shorter,
Oh god, yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
like 2 feet.
Foot and a half.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'm just me, so I'm 5'7".
Yeah, you're not even halfway there.
You're 11 feet tall.
No, halfway in between.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm bang on 5.
I'm 6'6", so.
still taller than my wife. Well, I'm going to greet them as they're coming up the hill and I'm going down.
Yes.
So momentarily you could actually look down on me for one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. Look,
Oh my
look
goodness.
down on the giant from below. Yes. And I'm just going because I didn't get plastered at the Chesterfield. I just had one drink, so my memory of the night is still pretty good. So I'm just going to greet them heartily, like from too far away to have a comfortable conversation. Well, hello there.
Which hand do you wave with?
Left. It's, no. In fact, I just do
Stump.
this with the stump.
Stump it. Okay, no worries.
Yeah, the blush is back. It's a permanent fixture. Like you'll think that Artemis is pale
Yeah,
because
exactly.
she
It's
was a
like she
sickly
has
child.
some-
No, she's red.
She's just
That's
got
her
some
colour.
rosacea. It's just a skin thing.
I'll just look down and ask, you know this man?
Well, he was there last night. Do you not remember?
I mean, I was a bit busy containing somebody.
You do recognize the fact that you do remember this man because you paid for all the drinks.
That is true.
You remember
Oh, right.
remember Stumpy for the
A
drinks.
second for the drinks to wear off.
I mean, yeah,
More than any 2 other people, and I paid for all of them.
Yeah.
that's true. I mean, I did have more than enough.
Quite a few of those free drinks, yeah.
You're surprised you're up this early, to be fair, with the amount that you drank.
Oh, it's 5.
I've been up for half a day already myself.
It's 5 drinks, 5 stiff drinks. It's not that much.
Measures one at a thing, backhand.
Artemis has a moment, like, with all the calculations in her head, where she's trying to figure out how to address, like, a foreign noble. Lord, is it sir? Is
it's
it
that gif of Winona Ryder at the Oscars where it's just math all over
Yeah,
the
yeah,
screen?
yeah. That's me right now. I'm just like, I want to be polite and be like, Mr. Borgfard, but at the same time, I'm like,
Mr.
Sir?
Borgfard was my father.
what's the highest without royal that I could say?
Sir is kind of the general go-to.
I prefer your grace, but sir will do.
Okay, do I remember how to pronounce his name?
Probably
Is that-
not.
Probably not.
What's
His or
your
mine?
education?
Very high.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh.
What's your education? You're like a 90, right?
80.
What?
You're an 80.
The farm girl has a better education than everybody, all the nobility.
I've
Wow.
got like...
Farmstead girl.
Wait,
I mean,
wait,
I
are you
I
have
think I'm a
85.
farm girl. That's just farmist, okay? Not all people who
I
live
mean,
on a farm are farmers,
You're not,
pal.
you don't live in a manor, you're all serfs to me. But you're just Belle from...
She has servants.
Oh my
She's got
god!
3.
Not as
Yes,
not as
I
many,
am.
though.
I
God,
am
no.
Belle. I'm that pretty too. Like, come on. I'm more awkward though. I'm not gonna go singing on the hills.
There
okay?
goes the. Oh, I
I
just
must say, you're Belle from the Beauty and the Beast, but not from the live action remake.
No, just there goes Cthulhu
No.
with his cult, like always.
That's me. I'll write a song. I'll
that
perform it
makes
at the end. It'll be fun.
I must say, I think that just makes me Gaston. Then I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, you or Flashheart, one of you.
Yeah, no, Flashheart's
Who's the
Gaston.
beast? Who's got the lowest appearance? Who's got the most
the beast is
scars?
Must.
No, I've got 6.
It's the awkward giant is who it is.
My appearance is just
Understanding clock. Really.
Clifton is Cogsworth. The chef can be Livia. Lady Madison can be the feather duster.
So yeah, when we get a little bit closer, I'm just gonna be like, oh yes, the cold girl from the other night.
Oh!
Yeah, I'll just be like, so Gunderson, yes.
I didn't bring my jacket with me.
I'm just looking a little bit befuddled, like.
I'm
don't
like
see
wearing
good-
about?
a
like, I
coat
don't
and then
speak
like
very-
another and like a shawl. I'm wearing like a lot of clothes because I dressed myself and I didn't leave clothes in the pub, so I'm actually wearing enough
I
clothes
don't
today.
speak English very well, so I'm not really picking up on the vibes.
The vibes of me just kind of like pointing at, wearing enough clothes.
But to you, this girl
Like
is
you're
just
pointing
kind of.
at your jacket, I'm like, I don't have it on me. It's
But
not cold out.
there is a cold who you assume is a cold girl signing at you, despite the fact she's in so many layers. You're like, wow, I didn't know the climate was that different in Norway from England, but apparently everyone's cold here.
So
It
I'm
is
just gonna
September.
I'm just gonna like ignore her and turn to the giant and just be like, it's a very boring town, is what it is.
Oh, I don't know. There's plenty of things happening around
Oh
here.
my god.
Question: would he pick up on my accent?
No.
You speak better English than him. I think he's like, yep, you're a native.
No, I speak Norwegian, and then I have a guy who translates, but I guess he got lost. Mitch said I couldn't have a follower.
That's good.
Well, it's because I then have to learn a Norwegian accent and do the translations. fucking
Well,
roll.
if you're the translator, theoretically you would speak perfect English.
Yeah, but doesn't mean he speaks perfect Norwegian. But yeah, okay. So you three are currently stood outside the library / schoolhouse. Chit-chatting.
I mean, I think they're chit-chatting. I'm just want to die.
Like wrapping a scarf around your face.
I'm about to head into the library. I need to do some research.
I think I'll awkwardly follow along because I don't have anything better to do.
Okay,
What?
no worries.
I mean, you could ask us if we know where Dennis is.
Pass.
Okay. You don't want to know that much.
When the mention of a library, Borgvard, fills your mind with the idea of business prospects, as it would be a great place for you to research local businesses.
Or to flirt with librarians.
Or that, depending on Borgvard's wishes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you step inside the library, and when I say library, it's like a room full of donated books and libraries pushing it. There's a big stand full of newspapers and pamphlets.
Turn up my nose when we come in. It's smaller than the one in my house.
Yeah, it very much is, Borgvard. It's more like one room sort of thing. This is one room. It's wall-to-wall shelves, but they're a little bit sparse. There is a crotchety old woman behind the desk.
I'll pipe up if you talk about your library. You have your own library?
Oh yes, House Hammerfest has quite a few rooms.
Quite a few rooms.
I'll just walk up to the librarian.
Okay.
Good morning. Would you happen to have?
I'm looking for helium.
Hold on. Give me a moment. I need both of you to make an English check.
Oh.
What is helium?
Can I pass? What is? Yeah.
What is helium in Norwegian, I wonder?
Okay.
I think it's just helium.
Okay.
Helium in a Norwegian accent.
Helium?
Yeah, it's helium.
Are you a chemist, sir? And you want newspapers?
Yes, please. For the last couple of years.
Oh, right. Can you start with today's selection? I'll have to go out of the back to go look for the...
That's quite all right.
Archived. Today's selection, both the local pamphlet, the Sussex Gazette, and a couple of the London papers are on display there. What do you... Helium in a library? What?
I'm not looking for it particularly in here. I just need to find both quantities.
Business directory is on the table over there. I
immediately piss off on before she even finishes this.
Okay.
I'll kind of like try and slide in. Willem is there.
You know this one. You've frequented the library. This is.
Like, I don't suppose I could see the papers from the missing child cases on the moors. It would have been whatever year it would have been.
Oh no! I know well what you're talking about, dear.
Do I hear? I'm assuming I can still.
Yeah,
hear
you're still within earshot.
Yeah.
It happened in the year of the missing child.
Is that like a really weird Chinese calendar?
Yes, exactly.
I was gonna say, it would have been like 19, but I didn't want to do the mental math in my head and get it wrong.
1901?
If it's 20 years ago, it's 1904.
I too was born in the year of the missing child.
It was 1903 technically, so I said 20
I've got to say,
roughly.
all of us who served grew up too fast. It was all the year of the missing child.
1903.
Okay.
You want the... I'm not sure we've got that many archives. I'll have a look. we had a little bit of a flood last year, and some things got water damage. I'll see what I can find.
Oh god, you're just playing CK2 in Africa. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah.
Artemis,
if you
don't forget you've got 2 books out due next week.
she would remember.
I can have.
Are you okay?
Terrible time to swallow.
Okay.
Fine.
If you could get those, if you could bring those back soon. Someone is waiting for one of them.
Is this me?
Yeah, that was you. You're the one called Artemis.
I'll just
I'm-
look to the side. Wait, there's been more missing kids.
Who are
Man,
you
do not
asking?
interrupt me when I'm in the middle of a conversation.
Who are you asking? Was that directed at Artemis or the
Yes,
crotchety old
Artemis.
woman?
I mean, hello.
Artemis is like looking at you, but she's like, I'm in them. Like you've just heard her be asked a question from this woman, and you're just asking her a question, and she's like, dude, what is wrong with you? But she just kind of doesn't say anything, and she sort of looks at you, and then she's like, I'm terribly sorry. I'll get those back to you tomorrow.
Right.
Is Artemis working customer service?
She was like, yeah. The old woman then kind of looks at both of you, stands up, and goes around the back to another room. You assume.
I'm assuming she passed me the newspapers of today first.
Oh no, they're on the side. There's like the little rack
okay.
by the door.
I'll quickly glance through those.
Yeah, so you see a couple of the London broadsheets. You see the local one-page, probably about one-page pamphlet, and you see the Sussex Gazette.
The local pamphlet first.
Okay.
Any advertisements in there?
It's one page. It's got what looks like 3 articles, kind of 2 very short ones, and then one with a large heading and a small photograph. There's no advertisements, so to speak. There is, you notice to the left of where the pamphlets are, there is like some little like business cards and little monikers for the shops around town that seem to have been like put up there instead because they couldn't, like, you can't fit them on this one-page pamphlet very often. But do you read the pamphlet?
I do.
Okay, so
I also read the advertisement because usually addresses are on there.
yeah, okay. It has the advertisements have addresses for let's see what's advertised. The Chesterfield, Lear's Construction, Gibbs Home Food, Nichols and Son, and it has Thicket Hall Surgery on there.
Thicket Hall.
Thicket, as in like a bush, a thicket. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the name of a dude who's a surgeon.
No, you've met the doctor of the town.
The good doctor,
George
His
Samuel.
name is...
George Samuels.
Yes.
No, I was about to say George is the name of the cop, but that's a first name and a last name.
No, it's 2 first
George,
names. You just
They're
didn't
both
get...
called George.
There's
Wait,
just
they're
2
both
people.
called George?
There's 2 people called George.
It's a
It-
very-
One's a cop, one's a
It's
cop,
twi-
one is a doctor.
It's 1920s Britain. You don't get very many name
There's
variations.
17 names, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
These are the regulation names.
There's like 9 Jameses in this town. You haven't met one of them yet.
So what about the articles?
Jimmy?
By the way,
Thanks very
I'll be
much.
writing down the address for all 3. It's,
Okay.
and
Yep.
also for Lear.
Okay. Yep.
But I already have that address. That's
Yep.
on. Oh,
get-
great! I can't read my own handwriting again.
That's fine. You've got the address.
Yeah.
And the pamphlet says, the pamphlet actually give me, you're not native. relatively English. Give me a language roll plus either a library use or something approximate to like reading an article. You can wager anything if you've got it.
I'll start with this one.
Okay.
Would history suffice? I mean, I can do library use, but...
Library use would be better.
Okay. I'll try. Ooh.
Okay, it's not as much of a failure as you think. Basically, with this, it's 3 articles. What the main one is about the church, and it's got a little bit of history on the church, and it's basically a big spiel about how God is with the local community, and
instability.
And it mentions that there's also going to be a service wishing for wishing well the 2 local children that have gone missing tonight. And then the other article, one is like a conspiracy theory thing towards who's done it, or where, if it and what the, but from what you get, it seems to be going on this still same local rumor, kind of blacklisting the gentleman that was being screamed about last night. Mr. Oh my goodness, names
Stephen Bell.
Stephen Bell. Mr. Bell. Kind of almost pointing the finger without really any evidence. There's like nothing of substance there.
Is that article signed?
Yes, there is a moniker to it.
By?
It is signed. Where is his name? Sorry, this is in my handwritten notes, so I've got to read my own handwriting.
I know how that feels.
Yeah. This is the right page, but it's signed Simon Crowden.
Croden.
Yes.
And the article about the church was also signed by him?
No. The diary about the article about the church was by a Julianne Crowden.
And the second article?
And the other article is just a puff piece about a local flower show in a nearby town coming up.
Written by?
Written by an Arthur Meldew.
Thank you.
Smooth jazz.
I will be moving over to the Sussex Gazette.
Okay, so again, give me a library use an English roll. Osmus, while he goes through the papers,
and English.
The librarian, as you know her to be Mrs. Hubbard, by the way.
Okay.
Because I realised you would know who she is.
Did she have a first name?
Huh?
Older mother, is she?
Oh,
Did she have a first name?
Her name is oh fuck! I've just got Miss Hubbard. I've just got Miss Hubbard. Let's come up with a name.
She goes by Old Mother.
Dorothea.
Dorothea.
Yeah, Dorothea Hubbard.
Okay. What of her?
She brings you a couple of newspapers.
Ooh.
She says, I'm not sure that I've got exactly what you were looking for, but this is as close as I've got. This is one from the couple of weeks before the girls went missing, and this is for one about a month after. I can't seem to find the exact dates you were looking for.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you for looking, though.
You're quite welcome, dear. And she goes back to her desk. Looking over the other broadsheets, you don't really see anything. It's more wider scope than the town of the little village of St. Craythorne.
Going back to the librarian.
Yes.
Would you happen to have any news clippings about the marriage of Lord and Lady Baxley?
Oh, yes, I do.
Questioning look.
We the parish of St. Craythorne keeps a due record of notable events, and of course that is a cause of celebration. And she goes from under her desk and she gets like a large binder, and it's filled with newspaper clippings and articles of like people of St. Craythorne doing things. So there's like, you give it a quick glance and it's like talking, quite a lot of it is very simple stuff, like a local farmer winning a marrow competition. It's not
Positive
huge
stuff, like
yeah,
this wouldn't have anything about
it is 100% positive stuff. This is like town pride, and it seems like this is something that this lady does in her spare time.
It's her personal scrapbook.
Kind of, yes. But she hands it over and she's kind of pointing through things with you, sort of like going, oh, and this happened just last year. And she just starts...
Yes.
Can I do a library check on
Give me a library use check, but while you do that, I'm going to jump over to the gentlemen that are all... Actually, Borgvard, give me a library use check as well, so you can... as well as an English language check. While I jump over to the other three, looking for Mr. Bell's house.
Oh, sorry, that was the purple. Okay, I don't know how to read or look for things.
It's a load of letters and numbers to you.
Just standing around, I can't read.
I am an iron.
While you guys are having a conversation, every once in a while you just hear blasted helium coming out from like behind a bookshelf.
So yes, team military. You get to the end of East Street and you find a small cul-de-sac called a Glade Close. And you look around and it's got about 5 or 6 houses. One of them has a window boarded over. And that's the house on the end.
Perhaps try that one first.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to walk up to it and just knock on the door.
Okay, so you're not directly presented with a door. There's like a porch with a shutter, then a door. But you could probably knock... There's a little bell that you could ring. As in like a...
Ding it.
Yeah, ding a bell. You ding the bell?
Ding it softly while I'm looking around almost.
You ding it first time, and nothing really happens. And you ding it again, and well, you start to hear like locks being undone, but the door doesn't open. It just kind of jars a little bit, so almost noise can come up.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Mr. Stephen Bell, is it?
What do you want?
Just here to ask a few questions. I'm not with the police, just...
You see, like, his eye look round, and it's you just see, like, kind of half the face of a glasses-wearing man. All of you who are looking, give me a spot hidden.
Ooh.
Oh,
Get out of
that's our first critical. Right, okay.
I'm looking the other way down the street.
Can see
That is
through
like evil
time.
vision.
Can everybody else take their headphones off?
Shit.
Okay. So, Arthur.
Oh, I'm so here.
Shit. Arthur, you notice something very peculiar with this man. Not only does it look like this man has been crying, but this man's an odd colour.
Okay.
He's not exactly... You wouldn't even call it pale-skinned or ill-looking. He's got a little bit of a a blue pigment to his skin. It's not overly like noticeable to there's just like the way the light shone on him for a moment. There was a very like he looks like almost cadaver-like cold blue, but he's very much alive. And there is, from what you can see from the corner of his mouth, there is quite a few little bumps around his mouth. Everyone can put their headphones back on.
Okay. Right.
Lord Forrest, something you do notice is the man looks like he's been crying.
Wow.
Yes.
Para's not looking. We're enjoying the world of
how
the
are we
living.
supposed to know when we can't hear?
Everyone else saw me.
He was waving at the camera. Like
I was going, headphones. So yes, do with that what you
he
will.
was doing his best Kermit the Frog impression.
Well, maybe if he was the biggest image on Discord, I would have seen.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
right in the corner of my eye.
Right. Yes, I was at the Chesterfield, and I heard Mr. Lear saying that, well, have you heard about the recent disappearances in town?
Of course, a lot of people. Everyone's heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He was very drunk and in a very poor mood, as you might understand, from the disappearance of his daughter, and he was making accusations that you were in some way responsible. I'm not saying I believe them. Certainly not going to believe blindly in the ravings of a drunken and angry.
I didn't do anything.
Of course, I'm not saying you did. Just a few questions, like.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay.
Don't roll critical, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that hurts me. I have to know, and you're not even letting me meta learn I want to solve it, and then Artemis, she cannot solve it, but I want to solve it, okay?
Wait till I share it.
If he shares it.
I share it.
With a hard.
I have a lot of.
You hear. There's a brief pause. And you hear one of the locks open. And the door opens a little bit. He puts his arm round, opens the shutter, and then puts the door back on the hook. But you guys can kind of come towards the door more.
Okay.
And he you see that he stands back from the door towards what looks like to be a staircase.
I'm gonna slowly, lean into it a little. Yes. I don't suppose why you'd perhaps know why Mr. Lee would make that accusation. Have you had any past bad interactions, or?
You notice he looks at the window, and then he takes a breath and he goes, "None more than normal."
Can I Can I use a psychology roll to see if I can extrapolate anything from that? Or
Yeah,
just,
go
like...
for it. Sure.
Okay.
What are you trying to extrapolate?
I'm
just
just
general?
like, I'm just trying to like figure out if his look to the window is like I don't know, like a reaction of fear from my probing, or just like
more of a memory. Yeah, memory.
Okay.
You get the impression that this is not a very liked man.
Okay. Do you think he was, well, does you know any reason for him making that accusation?
With that roll that you gave before, this would need to be extreme. Like I said, same reason as anyone, I guess.
Anyone? What do you mean by that?
You're not from around here, are you?
No, I'm not. You may have noticed.
Well, I'm not the most liked around here. People tend to avoid me.
That's unfortunate. Do you know the reason why? Is there a particularly charismatic rival, perhaps, or?
He notably kind of giggles. Would you like a cup of tea?
Oh, I'd certainly take a cup of tea.
And he unlocks his door, but very quickly walks to the kitchen. And as he leaves the door open for you, is living room's on the left.
Oh, right. I'm gonna very slowly and like cautiously walk in, looking at everywhere as I go in.
The other two, are you following in?
Yeah. May as well.
Yeah.
Just behind.
Okay.
I'm gonna slowly whisper to the guys coming in. Be very careful. He seems rather jumpy. Let me do the talking.
What was that? Careful, you say.
Okay. You all enter, and do you go straight to the living room like he asked?
I'm gonna have a quick like cursory glance around that, like the what I can see from the floor.
Yeah, this doesn't need a spot hidden. It's quite dark. There isn't any lights in the building, and most of the windows are curtained. So what natural light is coming in is only shadowing a lot of the building. But from what you can see, it's very dusty. There's wallpaper stripping off the wall. Paint is chipped. It's not well kept at all. You've seen dugouts better. Like this is not a happy home.
I'm gonna have a look at the door on the way in, just look how many locks there were.
You want to see how many locks there are? There is 9 locks.
9.
9.
A lot of locks.
Some of them look handmade as well. As in, it's more, he's fixed a metal bolt that goes across.
Can I inspect them a bit closer, because I have a bit of experience with them?
Yeah, go for it. Give me a roll. Oh, wow! Okay, so some of these are general brand Yale locks, some sort of things that a local locksmith would install. Then some of them are what seem to be metal bars that have been soldered and fastened together to slam across. And then right at the top there is what looks like a wedge of wood on a chain that literally gets wedged into the door crack. This person is clearly unwanting of someone to get in. Or
invite me for tea now, so too late, fucker. But yeah, I'm just gonna have just sit down in like what does the living room look like? I assume also in a state of decay.
In a state of decay, there's a couple of wooden chairs. There is one sofa which has a massive hole in it towards one of the sides, and an armchair which actually looks kind of kept.
I'm gonna sit down in one of the wooden chairs.
Okay.
Just have a quick glance around the room. Unless there's any, well, you're assuming there's anything extrapolate other than that.
That's literally all that's in the room.
Yeah, okay.
There is an oil lantern on what looks to be a mantle of a fireplace as well.
Okay.
I'll just stay standing for now.
Yeah.
Okay. And he walks back in and he notices that there's two others.
Don't worry about them, they were friends of mine. They're very trustworthy.
How do you all have your tea?
One sugar and milk if you have it.
I'm fine. Thank you.
I'll take mine as it comes, please.
All right.
Didn't
And
you milk this morning?
he hands Bobby the tea that he was holding because he wanted it as it comes. Goes back to the kitchen. It's very dark in here, and it's really quite hard to make out a lot of this man's features. You do notice he's in a dressing gown, and it's quite a bulky woolen one at that. Like it looks more winter wear than September. He's in also what seems to be pajamas with a set of sandals, and he has waxy, oily black hair, oily. It's hard to call it a beard or facial hair. It's more like just kind of a wet face full of hair, and
He's just damp.
he's just a bit damp. Yeah. And his neck is quite bulbous, as in he's got a lot of skin around his neck.
Jowly.
Jowly, yeah, that's a great description.
Right.
But he comes back and he hands you, Arthur, a cup of tea, and
Thank you
he
very much.
pours himself a water.
I very
And-
cautiously sip. I sip it very slowly.
It's tea.
Okay.
And he sits in the immaculate chair in the middle of the room.
So, Stephen, what do you do around the village?
I'm a photographer. And it's I do what I can, handiwork if needs be.
Oh yes, I understand. What do you photograph? Like landscapes, events, maybe?
Events. I do work for the church.
Oh yes.
Sorry, who are you? Looking to the other two.
Bobby? Sort of
Lord
wave
Forest Hartwell.
Oh, okay. This guy is nervous. He's
Don't
like
worry
I
shaking.
can relate heavily
He's
to this
shaking
man.
into his water.
I want to visit.
Don't worry about them. I'm going to shuffle slightly forward. They're very.
His eyes
Yes,
kind of dart up as you move, but he doesn't
I'm
retract.
very, very slow and deliberate, almost
Yep.
like around like a skittish animal.
Yep.
Yes. Do you have
She's
any
got a-
family?
Wanna go
What was
first?
that, sir?
I was just going to comment about the door. I noticed you got quite a few locks on there. Some of them quite nice craftsmanship on some of them.
Thank you. I like to feel safe.
That's understandable. Only an idiot would keep their doors unlocked. Psychology, if you please.
Yeah, go for it.
Damn.
He was genuinely laughing.
Damn, I'm funny. Anyway, but yeah. Do you have any family, friends around the village? Out of town, maybe?
Not anymore.
Oh, my condolences.
It's fine. It's been a while.
Yes, well, I've lost people close to me on several occasions. It never really goes away, does it?
He doesn't respond.
Sometimes leaves scars worse than this one. I just tapped a little laceration on my neck.
He starts drinking his water like quite heavily, like almost stress drinking.
Yeah, I understand that.
I relate so heavily to this man. Please, can we meet?
Now that you're all in the room with him, can you give me a spot hidden again? You have a slightly better difficulty, Byron. But I was looking for at least a hard. But Byron, you got away with it. He's got odd-shaped teeth, Byron.
He's British.
An Englishman in England.
He still has all his teeth, though.
Quick, out the window.
There's there's quite a lot of gaps between them. That's what you see.
Okay. Are they like sharper or just like?
You'd have to look again.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It was only a very quick glance.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not. We're of course not suggesting that you're anyone involved in this. We're just, best to be thorough. You understand? What have you been doing these past few days, weeks since these disappearances started happening?
I spend a lot of time in my dark room.
Dark room, developing photos.
Yeah. I develop my own photos, and I go to the shops.
My Scooby senses are tingling about this dark room.
I took some lovely shots of the graveyard.
Oh, graveyard. Not the first place I'd go for scenic views, but well, I'm sure this village is quite lovely.
It has wonderful views of the village. It's the highest point.
I'll be sure to have a look soon. Thanks for telling me. And your recent work I could possibly view. I've always had a penchant for photography myself. Need something to look at while you're
Persuasion. But I'm only looking for a normal success here, because you've sweet talked the man. Yeah. He kind of looks around the room, and he goes out the room to another back room, comes back in with a couple of shots, and who is looking out the group? Who is looking at these photographs?
I am.
Sanity check.
Oh yeah, give me sand rolls.
Okay, is it? Do my natural immunities play into this, or?
What are your natural immunities again?
Dead bodies and severe gore and injuries.
No.
Okay.
I've done that rather poorly. That.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, that's not
I'm
great.
going insane!
I'm rolling that.
So, this is the moment where I would like. How lucky are you as a character? Because you remember, as a character, you can.
I'm going to put a single luck point into to succeed that.
Yep. Okay. Does anyone else want to spend any luck points to succeed this?
Hang on.
Wait, is it one
Yes, please.
luck point
Okay.
for...
So.
I thought it was one luck point per
Yeah.
digit you wanted to
Yeah.
change the roll.
Yeah. So I'm spending one to bring it, just to coast me just into succeeding.
Oh yeah, there you go, 58.
But also,
Yeah.
Hartwell could make it not an extreme if he spent 31 point. Sorry, what is that?
That'd be
9 points.
That's 9.
9
Well,
points.
10.
Yeah,
10
if he spends 10 points, he could of his luck, he could make it not an extreme, or he can just ride it and see how the sanity rolls.
I'll spend 7 to make it a.
Look at Ben. Right.
Just fail.
So, what are we doing, gents?
I spent my 1. I no longer fail.
I'll spend the 10.
You'll spend the 10. Okay. Wise choice. So you've got a hard, and those two have got normal successes. The two with normal successes, you actually don't take a full sanity at all. Rival, you take 1 point of sanity damage. When you look at these photos, it looks like the town, from what you can assume is the town, but in the graveyard, there is... You're not sure if it's a development error or if it's actually there at first. You take another look, and it's there. There is a number of hooded figures standing in the graveyard. And, right, Lord Forrest, this just kind of... You look at this and go, my goodness, because not all of them are human-shaped. And... yeah, not all of them are human shape.
Oh, robot.
Oh, I think we're all gone. Give me a moment.
To Central Europe.
Usually.
Changing the front. Changing the front. There we are.
To Germany. Oh,
We're deep inside the hunt now. Yeah, so they're not all human shaped.
I'm just gonna sort of like sheep through them, trying to looking interested, if not as stressed as maybe I am.
Yeah, certain. He is smiling at these like.
Oh, when were these taken, Stephen?
Last month.
Oh, like what time, day? Like very good photography.
I'm not meant to say.
I understand. It's quite all right. I've been to churches before. They're very prefer to keep their lips sealed about some things.
He takes the photos from you guys and shuffles back to the other room.
But yeah, that's all I was really looking for, just to put the fears to rest. You know, I believe you've done it. It's just you have to be safe about these things sometimes. You know, especially with missing kids on the loose.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you for your help very much, and I'm going to shake his hand.
Okay.
I very easily put a hand out.
He grabs your hand, and he shakes it.
Do I notice anything perhaps from the shake, or is it just?
Does he have a cloven hoof for a hand?
His hand's looks weightier than he perhaps looks, and it's a bit sweaty. You think it's sweat?
Okay. That's perhaps I sort of hide my discomfort and slight,
Cthulhu goo.
Yeah, it sounds like it possibly come by another time, perhaps, just to see more of your work. It's very interesting.
I don't know. And he starts rubbing his hair.
It's totally all right. I understand. You're a private man. It makes sense. We'll just be going then.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you too.
He ushers you out, and as you leave, you hear all of the locks locking on the door. And this is our normal end time. Do we want to end it here? Or do we want to quickly just finish off at the library, people?
I
don't mind.
You'd like to finish the library? Oh, sorry, I need...
Finish the library.
Yeah, okay, no worries. I jump back over to the library researchers.
Let's not have quite the nightmare finish that we could have. Let's maybe dive it back a little bit. So
let's leave that encounter with some...
I have to drive around, back roads the next hour, so let's not do.
Oh yeah, this is, the back roads that clearly surround this town.
Wales.
Not helping.
So, yes.
I had a success.
You did.
I had a very good. I done good. Give
So
me the info.
You rolled a heart. So everything in the newspaper, obviously, you don't quite remember the events because you were young at this time. But everything seems to be happening, and then there's in either of them, there's not really any mention of the event, but in the in the first one, you notice that for the date of the around this disappearance, you know that there was some sort of village fete happening, sort of village fair.
Like on the date, or just like
around the period. And in the latter one, you see in a small sub-article, you see mention of... It's just in, like, one of those, what are they called? Like, penny ads, where people put in just, like, local, looking for local help and stuff. And you see one that says... the black dog spotted again on the bogs. Farmers, remember to lock up your animals.
Interesting.
So many months.
The Hound of the Bexleys.
Well, you've done an excellent job of making this a creepy, heckin' nightmare story. Thank you very much.
Is there anything else the other two would like to try and get out of the library?
Well, can I notice that Gunderson is cursing?
Yes, 100%.
And
some of the cursing is not in English either. So you just hear loud Norwegian exclamations in the other room. Well, the other end of the room.
Sir Gunderson, what exactly are you looking for?
Helium.
I'm finding these people.
But how do you expect to find it in the library?
Oh, I'm just looking for local businesses. They may, industrial concerns that may produce it.
The miners?
Oh, you don't? No, it's a gas. You don't mine it out of the ground.
Pretty sure you could mine down to the pocket, but I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend like I understand this. Well, I mean, I can help you look for businesses.
Oh, that would be very helpful, yes. I haven't had much luck just yet.
From the screaming, I can tell. Well, if not miners, what sort of businesses?
Oh, it would have to be some sort of industrial concern.
Okay.
It's an expensive process to produce, so it'd have to be a very large and wealthy business.
Can I do another library check?
Go for it.
Yes, we're leaving this fucking town on a balloon.
We might have to.
I think maybe we should soon, please.
If you knew the things I knew, man.
With your powers of deduction of the library use roll and your own knowledge, you're pretty convinced that you're not going to find someone who produces helium in this area of the country.
I was just looking for industrial.
Not even just this town, the whole region.
Industrial giants you come across, just as local shipping companies that work in and out of Portsmouth Harbour, Southampton, some that, and then there is a large ferry company that has its headquarters in Brighton. There's nothing direct to St. Craythorne that's huge. I mean, there's Lear Construction, but everything is for the wider Sussex, Hampshire.
I'll explain this, and then I'll say, I suppose if we asked Mr. Lear, he might be able to point you in the direction of those that would know more in the area. He could have some connections.
Then we will have words.
It might be worth talking to him about his daughter as well.
Does she produce the helium?
I mean...
Do bodies produce helium once? No.
No, they don't.
All kinds of gases, not that one.
I just like nervously giggle.
Oh,
like
fuck.
nervously
like
kind of...
from my point of view, like she has found someone that knows that she knows a guy who knows a guy that makes helium, so I'm like on board.
Yeah.
You just like a puppy in like a video game. Is like you just following me now? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just picked up like an
Yeah.
NPC.
In my mind, you are like my contact.
I'm the helium.
You're the
Kazoo.
helium like mob.
Oh fuck.
Why?
Oh, I made the connection. Oh fuck.
What? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm totally. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good over here. I haven't just made a connection I didn't want to make.
I can't wait for you to share that with the class.
Will you share? Please share. You better share.
But
You best be ready to share.
if there's nothing else library action needs doing, hot, sexy library action.
I am hot
yeah,
on the
I do.
trail of some sexy
Oh, yep,
helium.
yeah.
I am.
I am still looking for that marriage announcement.
Yeah, you've been shown, and the marriage announcement was. Where is Lady Bexley? Give me her profile. It's on.
And on Discord.
She was. The marriage announcement was 11 years ago.
And what was her maiden name?
Her maiden name was. Sorry, it's not on that one. It's in this one. Her maiden name is Bexley. King.
Madison King. Thank you. So 11 years ago, and what was the date?
August 12th.
$1913. Okay.
Yeah.
So he got married before the war.
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed, he did.
Thank you.
Just Kazoo's sort of mumbling. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we'll leave our session here. Sorry for the slightly later start. I was a lot less organised than I thought I was. And yes, but we will see you next week, where we will continue the mysteries within St. Craythorne. I would like to thank all of these fine ladies and gentlemen for joining me for the evening, and of course I like to thank all of you for joining us tonight. We will see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
We're gonna fucking die.